Simon, Yuan Vinel, Salif Ansou, Jelad, que la paix soit avec vous.
Welcome. At this time, it's going to be welcome to another exciting edition of the program Ashford, Garley Live on this beautiful Tuesday night as we come to you from Detroit, Michigan. Oh, man. And just keep the faith, keep it going strong as we broadcast to you, fun blast to you, and musical forecast to you. Oh, man. It feels great to be back to do what I love to do. And if it's your first time joining us, let's say to be welcome to you. Invite a few friends so that we can together have a great time tonight. Mrs. Bernice Nima Smith, Kanu Wanake, Edna Yates, Lamas Shepherd, Susan Andrews, James Neal, and the rest of the crew. Welcome to the political soccer game. It's going to be quite interesting tonight because it's just a one-team game tonight. And you can tell from the music in the background, Lone Star player, something produced and sung by George Weah. Back then with the twin brothers from Cameroon, Epe Kong. There's the Lone Star son. And I'm told VIP is crowded tonight. We just want to make our way in VIP and see who we have here tonight on the field of play. Because tonight's game is going to be very interesting. I see the Feindat Fayyad is also on the field tonight. I also see the Susan Andrews. She said good evening. And I see Balfour Brown. This Balfour Brown. Samuka Cunnan is also in the building. I see Olivia H. Mudba. Excuse my French. And we also see the Ya Wegbed. She said, welcome, sir. And we see Lopu Zika. We are ready for the game tonight, she says. I see Rufus Wilson. And I also see my man already in VIP, Lamin Shepherd is in VIP. And I can see the McKenvey Cannon Sonny doing the dance already. And tonight, Makula Nama is also here. Chiti Po says, good evening, sir, watching with you. Rufus Wilson, Destina Command is also watching tonight. I see Mrs. Eloise Salif Garley and the rest of the powerful folks here tonight. The house is crowded. VIP is so crowded, and I'm telling you, I can't even find my way through. We are going to do everything we can in our power to bring you play-by-play description of this beautiful Tuesday night. Olivia Mudbad is saying, "How my brother Junior, Joe Junior is also here. Raymond Clark is also in the building." And folks, I'm telling you, stick and stay as we broadcast to you on BridgeRadioAfrica.com. And very shortly, as soon as we get signal from the officials, we are going to begin this all-important political soccer game. And we're just going to begin from where we left off last night about the possible investigation by the ICC of Monrovia City Mayor Jeff Koji. Have you heard anything from the governor of Liberia in response to the IJG? Well, if you hear something, let me know. But we are going to be asking the questions. And this time around, we're going to open up the telephone lines at the half. And then you can call in and weigh in on the topic as well. In the meantime, folks, this is yours truly, the brother who doesn't eat iron. But he's definitely stronger than the lion. That's what they call him, the giant Garley. And it feels great to be back on the airwaves. It feels great to be back to doing what I love to do. All right. Again, if this is your first time joining us, please, if you have not yet followed, just follow us so that subsequently when we come back, you will get that instant notification on BridgeRadioAfrica.com. Let's continue to have fun. In the meantime, as soon as we get a signal from the officials, we're going to bring you this all-important political soccer game. In the meantime, enjoy a few bars of the music in the background, something produced by George Weah. And of course, George Weah is the captain for the Lone Star team tonight. It's Lone Star against Lone Star. You can be there. Grab a seat, grab something to drink, get the popcorn ready, and charge your glasses. Let's have fun.
Aïe aïe aïe! Black Robert, Alexandra Femer, Lito André, Jekin Cooper, Matao Simon, Yuan Vinel, Salif Ansou, Jelak, que la paix soit avec vous!
And that's what, folks. And both the team is warming up. You know, it's Lone Star against Lone Star tonight. They're warming up. We've got quite interesting players tonight on the field of play. New players on the field. Suffolk tonight on the field of play, and you might just want to stick and stay with us as we bring you this all-important political soccer game. As always, the officials. Last man number 1 is the Senate. Last man number 2 is the House of Representatives, and the chief referee is the Supreme Court of Liberia, while the match commissioner is the U.S. Congressman Chris Smith. He's in fact the match commissioner tonight. And I see a lot of beautiful ladies in VIP tonight, folks. I'm telling you, you might just want to come on VIP. You might have a chance, you know. A lot of single ladies too. And some are single and ready to mingle. You feel me? Okay. And we're going to go now and bring you the lineup for the team. And the captain is walking there. George Manaway is the captain. And we're going to bring you the lineup very shortly. We see Central Bank in the post. We got some disturbing news from Central Bank. You know, the new Central Bank governor want to do some type of nepotism. He said they have some old players, they have some old people at the Central Bank, and with him coming in, he believes there are some qualified people from Granjida that he wants to bring on board. And Granjidans are not the only qualified people when it comes to having jobs in Liberia. And I just feel he was a little out of line, and, you know, bringing nepotism into a place where that is belong to every tribe, every Liberian, and not just a particular group of people. And I think I disagree with him on that. So Central Bank is in the post for Liberia tonight. Then we see Samuel Toy. Samuel Toy, aka Lepose Baboon, is on the field. We have Musa Ben, Natana McGill, aka Witchcraft Belly. Witchcraft Belly is on the field tonight. That's Natana McGill. Then we have Eugene Nagbe. We have Sabu Unit, aka Domestic Terrorists. Wow, quite interesting players tonight on the field. Then we have D-Ho Coverhold. We also have Joy Howard Tiller, aka Rich Card. She's on the field tonight. George Opon Manaway is on the field. I see Excessive Force, Money Laundering. We see Human Rights Abuse, Selective Justice, Akaras Moses Gray, aka Opion King Kong. We also see corruption, wasteful spending, illegal arrest, Modba Molu. I see false promises, abuse of power, nepotism. Bill Twawe, aka Gorilla Foster Child. That's right. Bill Twawe, aka Gorilla Foster Child, is on the field tonight. Witch hunt, murder, statutory rapist, police brutality. All right, harassment, hypocrisy, death squad. We also see suppression, provocation, WPO, unemployment, hard time, Boyo, we are Bola, stupid visions, bad lucky president, dictatorship. Oh man. We also see critical thinking. Then we see prostitution, drugs abuse. We got a new player called Viral, aka Virus. You know that the stupid visions can be seen. Let it go, Virus, instead of Viral. So virus is on the field of play tonight. We'll also see possible impeachment. Then we have immigration, NSA, Liberia National Police, Death Squad. We got Phenomenon, aka Phenomenon. Phenomenon is on the field tonight, folks, I'm telling you. Incompetent 14 is also on the field. Then we see free passage. Oh man, what an interesting squad tonight, folks. Get ready, and as soon as we get signal from this the referee, we're going to bring you play-by-play description this afternoon at the SK Sports Complex. In the meantime, we're going to be hearing from the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, and she says she has planned to contest the 2023 election. And she's also talking about our time to eat. We're going to be bringing you recordings as well. You might just want to get ready as we give you the best in political soccer with yours truly, the chief commentator, the giant Garley. Let's play football. Again, want to take a trip straight in VIP to see who's all on VIP tonight before we start this all-important political soccer game. People asking me all kinds of questions. I can't answer questions that I don't have answer for. Please bear with me. I want to speak to the thing I know about and have answered for. Thank you. We see Miss Aminata Fatou Kamara. She's already boarded in VIP. Alfonso Zion Sold is in. As a matter of fact, we will ask Alfonso Sold to come in tonight and assist us, because this is a very vital, a very important political soccer game here tonight. Dotu Popo is here tonight, and I'm telling you, folks. And Bradford Brown is saying he's nervous. He thinks this game is going to draw. How can you draw when you are the only one playing? You know, so because of dictatorship, George Weah is saying no opposition is playing tonight. No member of the COP is playing tonight. Nobody is leaving the country. Liberia is in a state of anarchy. George Weah has said this is a complete state of emergency. So nobody leaves the country. Nobody comes in. And I'm telling you, we are looking forward to hearing from the referee. And as soon as that happens, you're going to hear the whistle, and we're going to begin this all-important political soccer game. In the meantime, folks, we see Miss Howard Mesker. She on time today. She got her tickets already. And the people who just started buying tickets are welcome. Hope you got good seats. And I'm telling you, folks, I see Mr. Josephus Shah Thummins is also on the field here tonight. Mount Dillon's son, D-Hole Coverhole, he says. And I also see T-Bird. My man T-Bird is asking for where is Costa? He's not in the lineup because George Weah wants to be a little dictatorial. Okay, so George Weah is saying only Lone Star players should play the game tonight. No opposition, no members of the COP. As a matter of fact, he has closed up the borders. Nobody leaving the country and nobody coming in. That's what George Weah wants. You know what George Weah wants? George Weah gets, you know. Emmanuel Saka is also in the field. Is it true that Costa has been arrested in Freetown? I am feeling so bad right now. Hope it's not true. But again, I don't have the answer to that. I never heard about it. So we wanted to respond to something that we know about. But good question, and if you know something, please let me know. And I can only speak to something that I know. But you asked the question, and I give you the answer. Mr. Sam Tika is in the building as well. Mr. Philip Password is also in the building. I'm telling you, it feels great to be back on the airwaves, looking good, smelling good, folks. Let's get a bring you to the play-by-play description this afternoon at the SKD Sports Complex in Painesville. The ball is now in the middle of the field. And this game is going to be quite interesting because how can one team just play among themselves? So it's George Weah and his clique. They're the only one playing tonight on the field of play. The key has been taken. The ball comes to George Weah. George Weah, big swing, puts it with the teammate. The ball comes to Stupeditions. Stupedition looks around to Weabola. Weabola, big swing. He connects a teammate. The ball comes to Boyo. Boyo look around. Will he make it? The ball comes to Bill Twawe. Bill Twawe is moving with the ball. Bill Twawe, a.k.a. Goredo Foster Child. Goredo Foster Child looks around to Samuel Toy. Samuel Toy, a.k.a. Lebose Baboon. Lebose Baboon, big swing to Musa Den. Musa B sends it far downfield to Natana McGill. Natana McGill is moving deep in out of the field, a.k.a. Westcraft Belly. Westcraft Belly sends it far downfield, internal for Eugene Nangwe on to George Weah. George Weah to D-Ho cover hole. D-Ho cover hole back to George Weah. George Weah to excessive force. Excessive force back to George Weah. George Weah to money laundering. Money laundering back to George Weah. George Weah to human rights abuse. Human rights abuse back to George Weah. So you see, George Weah wants the ball to come to him at all times. So this is very important. I'm gonna take a break. This is very important, folks.
Massa Junior, Anthony Dukwa, Samas,
Well, I just got a breaking news here, folks. I want to break to you, and this one comes from Mr. Henry P. Costa himself. And Mr. Costa just posted, "Don't worry, I will be okay. The Sierra Leone authorities have been very professional and nice to me. I posted this myself because they let me use my phone. It will be resolved." Something from Henry Costa himself, folks. And I hope those who are asking about Henry Costa, you've got. That's why it says, from him. That was just posted by Henry Costa himself. So you heard that just now. Back to the field of play. The ball comes to wasteful spending. Wasteful spending back to George Weah. George Weah to Akaras Moses Gray, a.k.a. Opion King Kong. Opion King Kong back to George Weah. George Weah to human rights abuse. Human rights abuse back to George Weah. George Weah to Joy Howard Taylor. Joy Howard Taylor back to George Weah. George Weah to D-Ho cover hole. D-Ho cover hole back to George Weah. He's moving deep in out of the field. D-Ho cover hole to Eugene Nambe on to George Weah. George Weah to Lebose Baboon. Lebose Baboon, a.k.a. Samatwe. Lebose Baboon to Goredo Foster Child. Goredo Foster Child, a.k.a. Bill Tower. He's moving deep in out of the field back to George. He's making his shot way off the crossbar, making him no trouble now. The play continues. The ball now comes to police brutality. Police brutality to harassment. Harassment to hypocrisy. Hypocrisy to suppression. Suppression peace woman puts over the team. The ball comes to unemployment. Unemployment to hard time. Hard time to Boyo. Boyo to please pay my way. Please pay my way to Goredo's Foster Child. Goredo Foster Child peace woman to Lebose Baboon. Lebose Baboon to Witchcraft Baby. Belly. Witchcraft Baby looks around to George Weah. George Weah back to Witchcraft Belly. A.K.A. Natana McGill. Will he make it? No, he doesn't. The ball comes to Simon Tway. A.K.A. Lebose Baboon. Lebose Baboon to Goredo Foster Child. A.K.A. Bill Twawe. He's moving deep in out of the field. I'm telling you, man, these guys just having fun, playing the ball among themselves, because George Weah doesn't want the opposition to come in. And this ball has become a dictator in just under 2 years. He wants everything for himself. Oh man, the SKD Sports Complex is on fire. The ball comes to illegal arrest. Illegal arrest looks around to wasteful spending. Wasteful spending to corruption. Corruption to George Weah. George Weah to Opion King Kong. Opion King by the George Weah onto selective justice. Selective justice looks around to human rights abuse, onto money laundering. Money laundering to excessive force on the George Weah. George Weah to Joy Howard Taylor. The game has come to a momentary standstill, folks. There have been a recall on the race car. A recall on the race car. You remember when Joy Howard Taylor said she was not going to be a parked vehicle? Even though Joseph Yuma Boyka, according to Stupeditions, was parked for 12 years, but now Joy Howard Taylor was not parked, but her vehicle has been recalled. They started the car with no transmission fluid. They started the car without testing the vehicle. Now they have to recall the vehicle. And Joy Howard is being asked to leave the field. Because like I said, George Weah gets whatever he wants. So Joy Howard today is leaving the field now, folks. I'm telling you. And coming in for Joy Howard Taylor will be the man Leprosy Baboon, aka Sametwe. Now, what we're seeing on the field here is Sametwe, aka Leprosy Baboon, and Bill Twawe, aka Goreda's foster child, and Mr. Nathaniel McGill, aka Witchcraft Belly. These three guys are very close to George Weah, and they are, for some reason, against Joy Howard Taylor, and I think that's one of the reasons why she was asked to leave the field. So right now we have Leprosy Baboon, we have Gorilla Foster Child, and we also have Witchcraft Belly. There's Nathaniel McGill, Sametwe, and Bill Twawe. They're all in the low harder than with George Weah. I don't know what they're talking about, but they are talking about a possible replacement of Joy Howard Taylor, and that's what we're hearing now. So Joy Howard Taylor is off the field now, being replaced there by Leprosy Baboon. Leprosy Baboon now gets the ball to D-Ho cover hole, back to Leprosy Baboon. Leprosy Baboon to George Weah. George Weah to Gorilla Foster Child. Gorilla Foster Child to Excessive Force. Excessive Force to money laundering onto human rights abuse on the selected justice. The ball comes to Akaras Moses Gray, aka Opion King Kong. The ball comes to wasteful spending to corruption back to George Weah. George Weah to abuse of power back to George Weah. George Weah to nepotism back to George Weah. The ball comes to Bill Twawe, aka Gorilla's foster child. He beats woman, beats the second, he connects witch hunt to murder to rape to police brutality. Will he make it? No, he doesn't. But I quickly been taken away. No trouble to the Liberian national team, the Lone Star. The boy is so obsessed with himself. You can see how many times he called his name in this song. And this music playing, now some of you were young back then, but this song was produced by George Weah with the twin brothers back then in the 90s. It came to Liberia at the old school nightclub on Curry Street, and we were all there to see April Corn. After one of the brothers passed away. The twin brothers, very powerful. They sung this song at the old school nightclub on Curry Street. That's when, George Weah produced this music. Yeah, the Lone Star song. Back to the field of play. The ball comes to Selected Justice. Selected Justice looks around to Excessive Force. Excessive Force to George Weah. George Weah to Leprosy Baboon. Leprosy Baboon to Gorilla Foster Child. Gorilla Foster Child to Witchcraft Belly. Witchcraft Belly beats one, puts him on the teammate. The ball comes to Eugene Nangwe. Eugene Nangwe to illegal arrest. The ball comes to Molba Molu, aka Chichapole. Chichapole looks around to false promises. False promises to abuse of power. Abuse of power to nepotism. Nepotism back to Bill Twawe, aka Gorilla Foster Child. Gorilla Foster Child looks around to witch hunt. I'm telling you, for those of you who know Bill Twawe from back in the day, he was a defender. He used to play number 5. He started the football business from Basel. He went and played for Bame and all that. A very strong guy. And you know how Gorilla strong. But Bill Twawe was born in Grand Bassa County, Riverside to be precise. But he was reared by a gorilla. And you know, when you live with somebody too long, you can resemble the person. So the fact that Bill Twawe was raised by the gorilla, that's how he ended up looking the gorilla. So he's Gorilla Foster Child, Bill Twawe. And the ball comes to Leprosy Baboon. Leprosy Baboon beats one, puts it for the team. The ball comes to Musa Bin. Musa Bin to Nathaniel McGill, aka Witchcraft Belly. Witchcraft Belly to Eugene Nangwe. Eugene Nangwe to Sabu Unit, aka Domestic Tory to D-Ho cover hole. D-Ho cover hole. Beats one, puts for the team. The ball comes to Joy Howard Taylor. No, they've been taken away from her. The ball comes to George Weah. George Weah to Excessive Force. Excessive Force back to George Weah. George Weah to money laundering. Money laundering back to George Weah. The ball comes to human rights abuse. Human rights abuse back to George Weah. George Weah said he wants to score, but nobody is giving him the opportunity to score. How would the people give you opportunity to score when you came into the game stealing from your own people, the people that dependent on you? They say, since the both people giving us hard time, let us bring our own man, our own son of the land, the ball from Gibraltar, to do something. The ball from Gibraltar gets on the field of play, he starts to steal. He starts to witch hunt people. He starts to go after you because you disagree with him. I don't think this is fair for Liberia, and I don't think this is fair for the people of Liberia. Back to the field of play. The ball comes to harassment to hypocrisy. Hypocrisy looks around to D-Ho cover hole. D-Ho cover hole beats into suppression. Suppression looks around to provocation onto incompetent 14. Incompetent 14 to Biologic president. Biologic president to dictatorship. Dictatorship back to George Weah. George Weah to Peppermint and Chicle. Peppermint and Chicle beats one, puts to the timber. The ball comes to critical thinker, to womanizer. The ball comes to alcoholism. Alcoholism looks around to prostitution to drugs abuse. The ball comes to alcoholism again, onto immigration. Immigration to NSA to Liberia National Police, onto DEA to Death Squad. Death Squad looks around to phenomena, aka phenomena. The ball comes to viral, aka virus. You know the stupidicians can call viral virus. Virus beats one man, puts over a team man. The ball comes to phenomena. Phenomena back to virus. Virus back to phenomena. Well, he make it no, he does it. The ball comes to George Weah. George Weah to murder. Murder to witch hunt. Witch hunt to nepotism. Nepotism looks around to Bill Twawe, aka Goretta's foster child. Goretta's foster child to Samuel Twawe, aka Lebose Baboon. Lebose Baboon to Selected Justice. Lebose Justice to Akaras Moses Gray. He's moving deep in the heart of the field. Will he make it? Akaras Moses Gray, aka Opium King Kong, to corruption to George Weah. George Weah to wasteful spending to illegal arrest. Illegal arrest now to false promises, onto abuse of power to nepotism, back to Bill Twawe, aka Gorilla foster child. Will he make it? He should. This could be trouble way off the crossbar, making it no trouble now to the Liberia national team. And I'm telling you, folks, this game is desperate tonight. The game has come to a momentary standstill. The baboon coming here right now. And I think Joy Howard today said she has something to say. What does she have to say? We have to take a listen to what she has to say.
Je t'aime, Liberia. Jojo Bombia,
Truthfully, all of the 13 commissioners might not be members of the coalition. We got one or two that might not be.
So Joy Howard today is saying something. She's going to file a protest. She's saying something now. Take a listen.
So I'm waiting for her to call me for your district, to tell me that you're joining a ruling coalition, those who are not members. Hey, the Bible says, how can two work together if they don't agree? For us to agree, we must all be on the same side. So if you think you can't make it, then you tell we'll find somebody else. Yeah. Anybody want to feed it now? You're talking now before we go far. Yeah. Our lawyer, part of the meeting of the commissioners. And somebody now in the coalition, the thing I want to talk there. So you're just for your whole heart and your whole mind. So show you the fact that some people sitting here and they're not members of the coalition. But we got nothing against you. Because then I will accept everybody. What you have done to me? Nothing. I'm a time. Nothing you do. I'm a time. With the loan payment from the CDC,
she's here at her town.
I was superintendent and all of the other local government officials. Because like I said, our government we're not coming to our best right to other people. Now what time to eat?
You hear her? Now what time to eat? This is our government. Then she crying now, asking for what? Asking she can't get pay. I think we need to listen to it here again though. The woman said at her time. Let's take a listen.
That the only way her corps of officers could begin to do work is if they were inducted into office. Truthfully, all of the 13 commissioners might not be members of the coalition. We got one or two that might not be. You will join because other people join the United Party. So I'm waiting for her to call me for your district, to tell me that you're joining the ruling coalition, those who are not members. Hey, the Bible says, how can two work together if they don't agree?
The woman is quoting the Bible and she's been very segregative. Let's take a listen. Continue to listen. This is our time.
We'll find somebody else. Yeah. Anybody want to feed it now? You're talking now before we go far. Yeah. Our lawyer, part of the meeting of the commissioners. And somebody now in the coalition, the thing I want to talk there. So you're just for your whole heart and your whole mind. So show you the fact that some people sitting here and they're not members of the coalition. But we got nothing against you. Because then I will accept everybody. What you have done to me? Nothing. I'm a time. Nothing you do. I'm a time. With the loan payment from the CDC, I was superintendent and all of the other local government officials. Because like I said, our government, we're not coming to our best right to other people. Now what time to eat?
That what time to eat? It's a Liberian mentality. Our time to eat, her time to eat has caught up with her. We got leprosy baboon, aka Sametwe. We also have gorillas foster child, Bill Twawe. Then we have witchcraft belly. These three guys are eyeing the seat of the vice president. You remember when the vice president said, "This is our time to eat"? Their time to eat, but she is sidelined now. Now she's crying. She's crying, says she can't get her allowance. She can't get her allotment. But this is your time to eat. Out of 4.5 million people, just a few group of people, a few 100,000 people thinking this country belongs to them. Back to the field of play. The ball comes to police brutality. Police brutality to this is our time. This is our time. Be someone to harassment. Harassment to hypocrisy. Onto this is our time. The ball comes to death squad. Death squad to suppression. Suppression be someone. The ball comes to hard time. Hard time to Boyo. Boyo to please pay my way onto unemployment. The ball comes to gorilla foster child. The ball comes to nepotism. Nepotism to George Weah. George Weah back to nepotism. Nepotism to abuse of power. Abuse of power back to nepotism onto George Weah. George Weah to false promises. False promises back to George Weah. George Weah is too dangerous for Liberia. This young man has destroyed the country in just under 2 years because of witch hunt, false promises, illegal arrest, abuse of power, nepotism. George Weah feels that this country belongs to just a few folks in Liberia and not the entire country. People are suffering. People can't find food to eat. People are dying from starvation. People are dying from the lack of medical supplies. I mean, with 172 years, we don't have safe drinking water. No medical supplies. Hospitals are shutting down because there's no electricity. But this man continues to enrich himself at the expense of Liberia and the poor Liberian people. I wonder, what do we do to deserve this? This man is evil for Liberia, and I'm hoping that the international community is taking note. Because this guy, George Manuel Weah, will go down in history as the worst thing that ever happened to this country. The man is so full of himself. Everything has to be centered around him. And that's why you can't find any opposition on the field of play today. You can't find any pressure group on the field of play today. People who call themselves human rights organization, you can't find on the field of play today because this guy plans to destroy Liberia. He plans to loot the entire country. He's going after people if you disagree with him. The media practitioners are all quiet now because they don't want to be sought after by this man. George Weah, he planned to rather stay here for a long time. We've got him to deal with, and those who made that decision in voting for George Weah, you have yourself to blame. The ball comes to virus, aka Varo. Varo back to phenomena, aka Philomena. Philomena back to womanizer to alcoholism. Alcoholism be someone put for the team. The ball comes to George Weah. George Weah to prostitution under alcoholism. Alcoholism back to George Weah. George Weah to abuse of power. Abuse of power to George Weah. George Weah to drugs abuse. Drugs abuse back to George Weah.
Good luck.
Onto possible impeachment, to immigration, onto NSA. NSA looks around to Liberia National Police. Bunch of useless security people. The ball comes to incompetent 14. Incompetent 14 looks around to WPO, onto provocation, the ball comes to suppression. Suppression looks around to hypocrisy. Hypocrisy to harassment. Harassment to police brutality. Onto murder. Murder to witch hunt. Witch hunt looks around to nepotism. Nepotism to abuse of power, onto false promises. The ball comes to illegal arrest. Illegal arrest to corruption. Corruption back to George Weah. George Weah to selective justice to human rights abuse. Will he make it? No, he doesn't. The ball comes back to excessive force onto George Weah. Leprosy baboon gets a better hand than Sametwe. Sametwe sends a far down feet intended for Bill Twawe, aka Gorilla's foster child. Gorilla foster child looks around back to George Weah onto false promises. False promises to a piece of power. A piece of power looks around. He's moving deep in the heart of the field. The ball comes to police brutality, onto hypocrisy. The ball comes to nepotism. Nepotism to hard time. Hard time to corruption. Corruption to please pay my way. Please pay my way to womanizer, onto alcoholism. The ball comes back to please pay my way onto prostitution. Prostitution to drugs abuse, to hard time. Hard time to please pay my way. Show, ladies and gentlemen, goal number one. Goal number one for Liberia. Goal coming from the left from hard time. Through an assist from please pay my way. Big men and women. catching hard time. They don't have transportation to move around. But George Weah and his clique continue to enjoy our fruits. Somebody was there before George Weah. But George Weah is all about himself. If you disagree with George Weah, you're in trouble. And very shortly at halftime, we are going to open up the telephone lines. Maybe you know something that we don't know, but we just heard from Henry Costa through the message via his Facebook. He said the authorities in Sierra Leone are nice to him. They're very professional. He's okay. He will be okay. And that's the message for Henry Costa in Sierra Leone. Back to the field of play. The ball comes to nepotism. Nepotism to abuse of power. Abuse of power to Bill Twawe. Bill Twawe looks around to a witch hunt. Witch hunt to murder. Murder back to police brutality. Police brutality to harassment. Harassment to hypocrisy. Hypocrisy to death squad. Death squad to suppression. Suppression brings someone. Puts on the team. The ball comes to provocation. The ball comes to WPO onto George Weah. George Weah to unemployment. Unemployment to Hartown. Hartown back to George Weah onto Boyo. You know, back then in the early 70s and 80s, they were killing people, extracting body parts from them. You know, the Boyo thing did not bring it back again in Liberia. And most of the government officials are involved into human trafficking and sex trafficking now in Liberia. They take relatives from up and through and bring them home. They are committing a high level of incest in Liberia. How can a person be your sister's child? How can a person be your brother's child? And you see that person as a sex slave in Liberia just for juju purposes. Our country is doomed. Liberia needs a complete turnover. I'm telling you, we don't deserve this kind of wickedness in our country. But you have a president that is concerned about himself, that is very evil, that is very vindictive. As soon as you disagree with George, you're in trouble. You know? The ball comes to false promises to Baboon. Leprosy Baboon, aka Sametua. Leprosy Baboon being so many, he puts it for Timmy. The ball comes to Bill Twawe. Bill Twawe, aka Gorita's foster child. And like I said earlier, you know, and what did the people say way back in can actually work. When you take a small child to come stay with you, that child becomes your foster child. And that child stay with you, that child start eating good, and you treating that child right, the child will end up being like you. And that is the case now with Bill Twawe. Bill Twawe was raised by a gorilla, and it turns out he looks nothing like a gorilla. So he's gorilla foster child now. He's on the field of play, and Bill Twawe is a very strong guy. He played professional football football game back then. He started out in Bassa, went and played for Bama and other semi-professional teams in Liberia. So gorilla foster child is on the field this afternoon, along with the most corrupt, the most hateful person in Liberia, Sametua, aka Leprosy Baboon. Leprosy Baboon to Celebrity Justice. Celebrity Justice looks around to Akaras Moses Gray, aka Opion King Kong. Opion King Kong looks around to Witchcraft Belly. Witchcraft Belly, that aka Natana McGill, onto corruption. Corruption to George Weah. George Weah back to corruption. He's moving deep in out of the field. This could be trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, he's moving where he make it. Oh man. Joy Howard today is saying she wants to say something again. I don't know what is it that she wants to say, but I think we need to take a listen to her as the game comes to a momentary standstill.
But she arrived here on Monday afternoon. That the only way her core.
You have a country of 4.5 million people,
is if they were
and a few folks just think it is their time to eat.
Commissioner.
And you have to be a member of the CDC, or else you have no place in the government. This is the voice of the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Now they are giving her a taste of her own medicine. Take a listen.
Saying that you're joining a ruling coalition, those who are not members. The Bible says, how can two work together if they don't agree? For us to agree, we all be on the same side. So if you think you can't make it, then you tell we'll find somebody else. Yeah. Anybody want to feed it now? What you're talking now before we go far. Yeah. Our right now, part of the meeting of the commissioners. And somebody now in the coalition, the thing I want to talk there. So you're just for your whole heart and your whole mind. So show you the fact that some people sitting here and they're not member of the coalition. I mean, we got nothing against you. Because then I will accept everybody. What you have done to me? Nothing, I'm a time. Nothing I will do, I'm a time. with the loan candidate from the CDC, our superintendent, and all of the other local government officials. Because like I said, our government, we're not coming to our best right to other people. Now what time to eat?
Now what time to eat? And that's the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. They're giving her a taste of her own medicine now. But one thing I also want you to take a listen tonight is how unprofessional this government is. You know, you can talk about Samuel Doe all you want, but Samuel Doe was a very fast learner. He was a fast learner. George Weah interrupts the Liberia national anthem just to announce the 7th wedding anniversary of Samuel Doe. I mean, you could have waited until after the national anthem. You didn't do that. Why ask the chief of protocol to announce the sinking of the national anthem, and you instruct the foreign affairs minister to tell her to stop so that you can make an announcement for the 7th wedding anniversary of Samuel Doe? And again, J.R. Dovers during Peace to Your Ashes would miss people like you as chief of protocol. You take somebody who used to cook for the diamond dealer there in Lofa Bridge, of Finabono. You say she's chief of protocol. Listen to the blunder.
We'll all stand again for the singing of the national anthem, after which we'll have photo shoot coordinated by the Executive National Protocol.
Let's see you. Right away, George Weah stopped and called the foreign affairs minister. Tell them about Samuel Doe anniversary. In the middle of the national anthem.
It is my distinguished honor to inform you that the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Honorable Samuel Doe, is celebrating his 7th wedding anniversary. And we say congratulations to you, Honorable Doe. The participants are asking for the podium. Okay, we'll now have the national anthem.
You see who we got to deal with in Liberia? Samuel Doe, who would never had traveling experience, became president. And he was very fast to learn, according to people that Alhaji Krumah and then Doe was willing to learn. George Weah, who sang the Liberia national anthem at games, home and abroad, he becomes the president of Liberia. Do you know what the national anthem means? It's that Donald Trump telling you to stop in the middle of the national anthem to announce the wedding anniversary of the Secretary of State. What sense does that make? These are gangsters we have in our country. Gangster Paradise, Liberia's second name now. What do we do to deserve this? No class whatsoever. Potential investors want to come in the country, they can't come because of the irresponsible leadership we have in our country. What do we do to deserve this? But people, very shortly at halftime, we're going to open up the telephone lines and you call in and talk about the possible interrogation of Jefferson Koji. The IGH released a 46-page document to the ICC for possible crime against humanity. That Jefferson Koji and this dossier are going to bring down a lot of big names. Back to the field of play. The boy comes to police brutality. Police brutality looks around to nepotism. Nepotism to abuse of power. Abuse of power to false promises. On to illegal arrest. Illegal arrest to wasteful spending. The boy comes to George Weah. George Weah back to wasteful spending. The boy comes to George Weah again. George Weah to corruption. Corruption back to George Weah. George Weah to selective justice. Selective justice back to George Weah. George Weah to money laundering. Money laundering back to George Weah. The boy comes to excessive force. Excessive force to George Weah. The boy comes to NSA. NSA back to George Weah. To immigration. Immigration back to George Weah. The boy comes to viral, aka virus. The stupid editions can call viral virus. Virus back to George Weah. Then the boy comes to the phenomena, aka phenomena. Phenomena back to George Weah. Will he make it? No, he doesn't. The boy comes now to Death Squad. You playing the S-Rebels in the NSA working with Sam Sayana to kill your own people. Your own Liberian people, those who disagree with you. You're witch hunting everybody now in Liberia. What do we do to deserve this? Joshua, is this what the people elected you for? Is it what you were elected to lead our country? And folks, with that, we came to the end of the first half. You just heard from Henry Petro Costa, and he sent a message to his many fans and supporters that he's in good hands. He's in Sierra Leone. The authorities there, they are professional. As a matter of fact, they allow him to use his phone in Sierra Leone. That's the message that was just posted by Henry Costa in Sierra Leone. So let us now open up the telephone lines. And I see a lot of Costa girls in VIP tonight. There goes the number. And call in and tell us what you think about your hero. I just call it. They just sent out the message via his Facebook page that he's doing fine. Everything is okay. And then we'll also open up the telephone line to ask as to what you think about the possible interrogation or investigation of the mayor of the city of Detroit. The mayor of the city of Monrovia. I'm saying Detroit because, I live here in Detroit. All right. So number is 248-979-1718. 248-979-1718. Ben Kakat is in the building. Emmanuel Mawe Zaza is also in the building. Let's see. Lopu Zika is also in the building. And we see Otto Wilson. Otto Wilson is in the building. And let's go to take our first call. It's a 510 number. Hello, callers. Caller, tell us your name and where you call from.
Good evening. My name is Sanford. I'm calling from California.
Good. Welcome to the show, my brother. We're listening to you. What's on your mind tonight?
Thank you, guys, for the most important thing right now is my brother and friend, Costa. And I was kind of concerned. I sent a message. And now I'm a little bit okay. I know he's in good hands in Sierra Leone because those guys in Liberia, they had a premeditated mind to harm that guy. So we hope and pray that he get back to the U.S. safely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was brother there from California. We have a 612 number. Hello, caller. Tell us the name of where you call from.
How you doing, man? I'm calling from somewhere in the United States.
Okay, go ahead. Make your point. You live on the radio.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity, and thanks so much for what you do. I just want to let the public know, or those of us that are in the diaspora and also in Liberia. I know many of you are taking it back as to the reason as to why Henry made the decision he made to have gone to Sierra Leone. Ashford, you are very much right, and you're very much consistent to give a vivid picture of what's happening in our country, even as we speak. All those things you're doing the commentary, the way you try to break it down in the sense of our own common connection, because most of us, we play football, we are used to football. In fact, it is the reason, soccer is the reason that sent George Weah to the presidency as it is. And without soccer, George Weah wouldn't have a rise or come to be what he is today. So the fact that you're taking, you're trying to reach to will the common people who have that great connection to. I want to applaud you for that. But here's the thing here. I want the people to know, the Liberian people back home and abroad, the reason as to why Henry made the decision to have gone to Sierra Leone, it falls within. It was a strategic reason, and it was a reason that connects up to one of our basic instincts, which is self-perseverance. In life, you have to preserve yourself no matter what. Many people may take it for granted, but we have received intelligent report that Henry's life was in danger. The government plan and was to have Henry fabricated crime, because everything that is happening right now in the saga of Henry travel to Liberia is a calculated effort for the Weah administration, and even it's a fabricated process for the Weah administration to find whatever means to be able to have Henry Costa arrested and put into prison. And in that process of while we his lawyer and all are trying to maneuver through the kangaroo justice system we have, there's a possible likelihood that Henry could be hurt and his life could be in danger, his safety and well-being could be compromised. We all know we are talking about the Justina Taylor now, who is struggling for her life. We know the saga, the story around Justina. Today, Justina would have been a vibrant young woman advocating and speaking for the freedom of Liberia, but today she's fighting for her life in Ghana. And we don't want Henry to go through such a scenario. We feel that his life, his well-being, his safety, and health is paramount to the challenges that is ahead of us and the future of our nation. So we decided that Henry, for his well-being and safety, for him to get out of the country, because it would be very much regrettable for Henry to be hurt or his safety and health be compromised just because of these irresponsible people that have been given power, that have no ability, no discipline to execute the simple tasks that Liberian people entrusted into their hand. So Henry is safe in Sierra Leone, and the Sierra Leone government is doing everything. Henry did not enter Sierra Leone illegally. Henry entered Sierra Leone legally through the process of migration. Henry is safe there, and Henry is going to be taken care of, and whatever needs to be done will be done. Henry will come back to continue his studies in the United States.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you.
As for what happened in Liberia, because first of all, Ashford, can you imagine Henry laissez-passer that was given to the government when he entered the country? The government swapped that laissez-passer and have doctrinated fake laissez-passer so they can incriminate him and carrying through a rigorous unnecessary legal process. It's very troubling and worrisome. But we will not do one thing. George Weah won, and he wants to bring the prophecy of Prince Johnson to reality. Where Prince Johnson said that we are presidency will bring war to Liberia. We will do all we can to avert that war. War will not come to Liberia. No blood will be shared for George Weah's sake. We will do everything we can, and we will peacefully use our peaceful process to be able to put George Weah in a position that he's developing for himself. Right now, Jefferson Kochi will bear witness to that, and George Weah is listed on that list, and many other top names I will not call here are listed on that list, and it will end up in the Hague at the end of the day, because that's what we want to do. We want to use the peaceful, international, intercontinental process to be able to solve our problem. We will not go back to the bush. We will not share any blood. We'll use whatever means necessary to be able to defeat these sort of sinister and evil plans that is taking over our country. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
God bless you. And thank everybody for their prayer for Henry. and thank everybody for the support. And he's okay. He's in good spirit. He's been well taken care of. Can you imagine in all of his own country, Henry is like he's been treated like a celebrity in his own country. It's sad, but thank God we will come and we'll move forward. Our country will move forward for the better. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. And call up just 872. Just hold on. The topic tonight is about Jefferson Coach's possible investigation. But the reason why we're talking about Henry Colstad now is because we just got a text message from his page saying that he's okay, and I'm not going to sugarcoat yet to you to make you think that I'm not feeling okay, because what's happening to Costa tonight could have well been me. I am not happy tonight at what is going on, and I'm going to control my emotion and control my feelings and be a little professional on the show. Hello, caller. Tell us your name.
This is Evangeline Tarr calling from Chicago, Illinois. How are you, Ashford?
Good, my man. Welcome to the show, and go ahead. We're listening to you.
And being on your show, every time when I write, I will always say this crown woman. And I keep saying it better now because I want to be divisive. But when I'm on your show, Ben, that you yourself, you're a crown man. We got some of our brother, not everyone, that behind this government so loyally. Now trouble coming again in our country. And I want to be on record. I would not support divisiveness. I would not support a corrupt person. I would not stand by anybody that abuse human rights. And I'm saying this tonight, Ashford, since this man started, the 16 billion and everything that went on, that's where all this care is coming from. Yeah. When we became president, if he were coming, when he became president, if you're going to start doing the right thing, there will be no Henry Costa. There will not be people will be opposition. Not everybody going to love you. And some of our brother and sister then, I would think, because it's not too educated, that's why people overlooking. No, people, it's not that. It's not because it's not educated. That's why people looking and they conquer and native people think. I'm a native woman. And if my father, Harold Tar, if he do what we did, I will not support him. If Doe was alive today, and some people will disagree with me because of the hate they get for him, and some of them that he hurt, some people that felt that he did wrong to them, yes, they have their right to hate. But if Doe was alive today, he would tell we is wrong. He would tell we are. And anybody can say anything. When Doe wasn't divisive like this, like the way people say, oh, when Doe was on, he was bringing a countryman. No, Doe started bringing a countryman then on board from 1985 after the Quiwon Park coup, the attempted coup that he got scared. But from the beginning, Doe it wasn't crown people that were mostly in his government. So Doe wasn't like that. And I'm saying this because I even told my sister Yasini, because on people, crown, no, because some of our crown brothers that didn't grow up doing, they wasn't in Liberia on the 1980 all those times. And some of them were born in the war zone. Some of them, they were brought up out of the country. They are the one that still don't know what really is going on. They are the one that don't know who we is. And some of them, they are soccer fanatic because they love football, so they just worship we are. But I'm not going to be we are worshiper. Reason why, if we are doing the right thing and somebody doing it right, I will stand up for we are. But we are not doing the right thing. We are came on there, he is 16 billion loss. First of all, and I keep going back to some of the Grand Gideon, Hello?
Yeah, just make it short. In about 60 seconds, please.
I keep going back to some of our brothers because they're so obsessed with we are thinking, oh yeah, these people want to do wrong to we are. No, if you love those that kill your parents, they're still walking around in Morovia, but we did not bring them to justice. He's fighting against war crime court for it not to happen because his loyalty with the missing. Because he and Ellen and all these guys that are brought war, he and them, they in a same society. You're not angry with things like that. But you're angry with Costa for exposing his dirty deed. And I'm not that stupid to stand by him. I'm not going to. I will stand with Costa till the end. And for Eugene Fagon threatening him, or you will die, that whole generation will die first. Mm-hmm. And with that young man that trying to shut his life, what they call him, Jefferson Koji. We have a mayor in Chicago here. The last time Trump tried to bully him, he put Trump right in his place. And what you do, you are a mayor, but you acting like you're some kind of rebel leader. And that's why your name is up there now. You are with Chucky, you satisfied. You want to bring your rebel behavior back in this government. And we are is falling for it. And when people say we are worship devil, I now start to believe it because why are you chasing the young man? All he asks of you, every day this boy is telling you. People start. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody came interrupting me. All this young man is telling, he's exposing you. If you know you're doing right thing, you don't have to be angry. Just do your best, do what you can. Why are you chasing him? Because you don't have common sense. And common sense, you don't have to have a PhD degree. And somehow, because we are no book. No, does not have common sense. That's why he's in the problem where he's in today. And that's why no investor is coming. Don't take it out on Costa. Take it out, you'll take it out on, and I will stand beyond Costa. I don't care what anybody love me, hate me. I will stand by Costa.
But what we are is doing has nothing to do with Costa. Yeah. You come to a power and start to steal from the very people that you claim to love. You want to blame it on Costa. Costa didn't tell you to break down your home and rebuild it. Costa didn't tell you to build multiple complexes. And like you said, I mean, the fact that we are from the crime track doesn't mean we should follow the stupid ones. They can follow we are all the one, but I'm not stupid. I'm not a follower. I'm not going to follow a stupid president who has no real plans for his country and his people. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. We are almost spent 2 years. People were talking before he started praying. The first thing, Great Gideon voted for you twice. We had never went to Zvedru or Grand Gideon to tell the Grand Gideon thank you. Well, the first thing he did, he fired those son. Then he moved from there. He went and went through Archibald Bona or whoever to go take Vermont land of he's supposed to and though that he's supposed to be a father. And so what? If that Doe saying Doe doing wrong, I will stand against Doe. If Doe were present today and everything he did, the negative thing that he did to people, I will talk against it. And they want for people to just be loyal and be kissing asses. I won't do that. I won't be a sycophant. I'm sorry. That doesn't mean I don't love my people. If somebody wrongly come to Grand Gideon, they didn't do nothing to you, I will stand for my people. But this one people, where is wrong. He just putting himself in the international community mouth and they will come after him. His loyalty right now is with the Mason Society. And this is why he got all these warlords all in Morovia there, and then Johnson selling or children's store, they're walking around freely, and you're chasing Costa. This is the investigation you should be doing. The 16 billion that lost, the 25 million with what they call him, your finance minister. These are the things you should be on. But no, you want to wish on the ball, and we're not going to stand by and watch you. I will keep talking. Thank you for your show, and I'm here listening.
Thank you. Thank you again. I don't know what the deal is going after this young man. You you have murderers in the country. You can go after them. We're talking about World and Economic Crimes Court. You know, people who destroyed our country, the resources, stole money. You can go after them. Look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her sons. They're rich today from the same Liberia. Okay, you're not interested in auditing them, but you're interested in going after critical voices, those who disagree with you. And they are the ones you're going after. That I just don't think this is fair. And I was side with my friend and brother, Henry Costa, the young man, because it could have well been me, you know. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Tell us your name, where you call from. This is 832 number. I think it's from Texas. Go ahead.
Ibrahim. Yeah, Ibrahim.
Am I on the show? I forgot it.
Yeah, you're on the show, but hold on 1 minute. Somebody else is on. Okay. Just hold on until the person finishes. Go ahead, sir.
I will do that.
Yeah. I'm calling you from Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
you see, my take on your show tonight. I know maybe you may not like the way I will go, but I think we all have to, partake, on the social media.
I mean, that's your liberty. You can say whatever you want to say. I mean, we all cannot be on the same page, you know?
Exactly. My thing here is people coming out to say we are running after custom. You know, Liberian, we all can carry the same view, but sometimes we have to be realistic when we're discussing issues in order for our country to go forward. We shouldn't be insincere. We shouldn't look at sometimes because we favor somebody in a much government for all of us as a Liberian, but I cannot look at the wrong and then back it. Let's put it this way. Henry Costa being arrested today, according to the report from Severloon, is that something to tell people that we are running after Costa or Costa running after himself? Because here's the thing, right? There is allegation leveled against him that it is on an investigation. What issue has done? They say you need the persons in questions that you talk about that will involve within. We need the second party. And then upon waiting for Costa, to provide the evidence, and then he leave going several or going wherever, I don't know. So what that got to do with we are running after him? Is Costa just all the time Costa been into Liberia? We had just ran after Costa like that if you are never involved in any situation like this. So we is not running after Costa. Let us discuss the issue that is on the board right now. If any other thing for that matter, we know any critical persons against any government, we know they attack it. We know it. Every part of the world is happening. But in that moment,
would you agree that there have been several attempts to bodily harm this young man while he was in Liberia because of a disagreement with President Joshua and the things that Joshua is doing? Would you agree with that?
No. I disagree because okay. I don't have a
You will also agree that people have tried to storm his radio station, sending allegedly sending Sabu unit and people to attack him? You don't agree with that?
No.
Okay.
The reason why
you have 60 seconds and then we can move to the next caller. Go ahead.
The reasons why I disagree with that is because I know the young man in question, they call Costa. I know him very well. I know he deeds. So when we're discussing issues on the social media for other people to follow us as a Liberian, let it be factual. Let's find the facts before we just discuss it. Now, when one person say this one, everybody join and say this one happened. Okay? So if you discuss, if you want to convince me, I need some evidence to say, okay, this happened, I did this time, or due to this, or here's the evidence. But we Liberians, we just talk, no evidence. And there where our problem lies. and we have to be careful. Other than that, our country will, I don't know, I'm not swearing, but if we don't be careful with our attitude, insincerity, our country will remain like that. We Liberian will cry for just which one? What we want? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Thank you. 612 number. Tell us your name and where you call from. Yes, sir. Tell us your name.
Am I on now?
Yeah, you on. Hold on, my brother. The 602 number, please mute your phone. We're getting the bad feedback. The 602 number, please mute your phone or I'll cut you off. 602-500-7625. Please mute your phone.
My name is.
Go ahead, my brother. I just cut him off because he can't listen. Go ahead.
I can come on now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is Uncle Pete from Minnesota.
Go ahead and make your point, sir.
Yeah, listen to me. Let me just say, get a message to the people of Grand Jide. Grand Jide, I'm proud of the people of Grand Jide. And why am I saying this? When President Doe took office, within a month, I insulted him in the traffic. I think I have said this thing before. I insulted him in the traffic. He followed me all the way to my party estate. He never gave order for them to kill me. After he asked me for my name, I introduced myself. All he told me was, Pete Cook, carry your trouble. He never dismissed me all through his tenure at the ministry when he was president of Liberia. And this happened 1 month when they took over during the coup. I say this to say, presidents come into power, they do not come with bad intentions. Are you getting me? Am I live?
Go ahead, you live, sir. We're listening to you. The whole world is listening to you.
Presidents come to power, they don't come to power with bad intentions. I was in a crime, man. I'm a vice mayor for Cape. And he didn't kill me, he didn't dismiss me, and he didn't fire me. Let me just say dismiss and fire, okay? Now, I say this to say, presidents come to power with good intentions. President Weah and Senator that presidency with very, very good intentions. But there are people around the president. They influence how they influence our leaders. This is where the problem is. People are influence our leaders to turn away from the good intentions they have for the country. I'm positive President Weah ascended to power with good intentions for Liberia. But there are people around him that will allow him to do these type of things in the country that will not benefit the country. What the use of following one man, Henry Costa, because he went with travel documents that they say claiming that it was authentic when he entered the country, he expired, so they called him for investigation. All they had to do was to send the man the documents and he left the country. Then I told them all of these type of things are not good for the economy of the country. It will scare investors. Nobody wants to come in a country where there is instability, where the government cannot allow its citizens to assemble freely, to express themselves freely, where certain citizens are being antagonized, they are being hunted. You know, nobody will want to come in a country to invest. All of these things affecting the government. Most of these decisions that are being made by President Weah they are being orchestrated by some disgruntled elements around him. That man means good for the country. But the people around him supporting his government. And he had to realize that there was no need to chase Henry Costa out of that country, that he had to escape to go to Sierra Leone. There was no need. You know, this kind of thing will just derail the peace process in the country. It's not good for us. So I just want President Weah, I'm calling on the government to rethink what they are doing. They didn't leave Henry Costa alone and concentrate on there are more important things in the country. Look at our economy.
I want to differ from you.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
To say President Weah came into the presidency with good intentions. I want to disagree because long before President Weah became president, he was one of those guys that when he was, in fact, the more influential player on the Lone Star team. If President Weah disagreed with you, he would get involved to make sure that you bench on the field of play. And that's the kind of person who, if you disagree with him, he will cut you off completely, you know. So he came into the presidency after he squandered his money. He came in, regained his wealth at the expense of Liberia and the poor Liberian people. I think he's doing this because of his limitation. This man can barely express himself. He can hardly read at a third grade level. And this is the person that we entrusted our country with, because of the help of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And look where we are today. No investor wants to come into the country because of his inability to lead the people of Liberia. He goes after you if you disagree with him, you know. And all Henry Costa is doing is trying to educate we are and the rest of the people who find themselves in bad practices. That's what he's trying to do in the country.
With you. I have told the president on several occasions, if you go on my page, that we are in a democratic society. In democracy, you will have people who disagree with you. Not everybody will bow down to you and worship you, or not everyone will clap for you. Because most of the people clapping for you in the public, in the corners, they will criticize you. But they cannot criticize you openly because they want to retain their positions in government. They want to sing self-praises upon you. And I told the president that's his weakness. The president has developed a system where he wants people to praise him. That's why I talked about it. Recently he went and said people shouldn't praise him. I think 2-3 days ago. But the people got his weakness. He wants praises. He wants people to clap for him. Even if he go to inspect a road that is being built by the people's money, our money, the money from the government revenue, is not his private money. That's his duty to build roads in the country. The people will do like, oh, he's doing them so much big favor. They will be clapping for him. He loves that. And those very people that will be clapping for the president, I told him, those are the same people who will go in the corners and make derogatory remarks about him. Example, his own chairman, Molu. Look what Molu said, what damaging statement. Those very things that Chairman Molu been saying, you, me, others, have been saying it on Facebook, they are being denied.
And all of the things that Modu said, that not once did anybody come out to say they lied. Especially the president leaves the country, go out and use the name of Liberia to get money, bring the money back home, and instructs Samuel Tweed to let him know that, hey, I went for my own money. This money is not a Liberian people money, and he keeps the money at his home. You know, he goes and sleeps with women in exchange for jobs. Those are all preachable offenses. But then again, we have lawmakers that have no spine.
Yes. You know, so my brother, the thing, you know, I'm really sorry for my country. I hate to see my country in this direction. Believe me, it's so pathetic. I expected more of the president than what is going on now. But you have some sycophants around him. Oh, they just say that when it is red, you must say it is white, just to please the president. It's not right. They are misleading the president. You know, so my brother, we all just need to preach peace in our country and we unite. The division is too much. Actually, you might not believe it. We go like Liberia, we don't have no more friends. People that we used to be friendly with are working in this government or the sedition. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see me. They don't want to see. Once you are not a sedition, they don't want to see you. You cannot eat with them. You cannot associate with them. What is this? We never used to be like that in Liberia before.
But
I was never a member of
I went to
I was never a member of no party. But we work at the Ministry of Finance. I work with current people. Look, let me just tell you one. Let me say one secret. Let me tell you one incident. Roosevelt Johnson, who was in charge of Udimo or J. Roosevelt Johnson was my deputy. Wasting paper. Roosevelt Johnson worked under me. Okay, he was never a military man. He was never Roosevelt Johnson, White Minister of Finance. Everybody, they will tell you. I saw him during the war. He saw me. He never killed me because we were all friends. We lived there like brothers. I was never a member of no party. But Roosevelt Johnson, all of us, Emmanuel Shaw, when Emmanuel Shaw, even too, was Minister of Finance, Wasting Paper, Emmanuel Shaw, Roosevelt Johnson was working there. He was my deputy. He never killed me during the war. He bothered with me across the bridge. didn't left Liberia. He and I were in Sierra Leone, in both. Yeah, hello?
Okay, my brother, we're gonna have to let you go, and somebody else just came in. All right, thanks for the participation. We have 267. Tell us your name, sir. You might just want to please lower the monitor in the background.
Yeah, this is Domingo Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, please lower your monitor. Listen to the phone, please. Just a little feedback there.
Yeah, okay. This is Domingo Jackson. I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Go ahead and make your point, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to say, the witch hunt is very unnecessary. And I want to warn, I'll give a caveat call to the Sierra Leone government. If they continue to exert unnecessary powers on Costa and attempt to forcibly extradite him to Liberia, Sierra Leoneans in Liberia and the government will be held liable. Right now, Costa is a political refugee, and I strongly recommend that he be accorded the full privileges and rights of a refugee. And I recommend to Costa to immediately contact the UNHCR in Sierra Leone Freetown under the Geneva Convention. He cannot be extradited because he's in threat. His life is in threat in Liberia. Costa should contact the UNHCR now, immediately, and with the appropriate actions. This is an international typical, and the actions of the Sierra Leone government now is being on a microscope, because anything they do, everything forcibly against his will, and anything happen to Costa, Sierra Leone will be held responsible under international law. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Again, folks, the number to call is 248-979-17118. The number is up there. We'll take a few more calls, then we'll go back to the field play and conclude this game. And again, you were listening to British Radio, Africa.com. You can multitask as well. If you basically can listen via the Facebook Live, you just go to the website, and we're also live on the website. Let's see if we can read a few comments here. I see Mr. Lofa Julius. He said, these people and their door business, and then he laughs. Ha ha ha. And then he went further to say, where Michigan scroll down. He said, we just need to be what? We just need to start acting like Dole, and all the purchases will start to go his way, right? Haha, he laughed. And then we'll also see the Catherine and Jones, a wicked president. Nobody fooling him. He knows exactly what he's doing. He will definitely get his rewards. We'll also have Franklin Malia and Rachel Johnson say, who cares? Then we have Evangeline Mami Todd. She says, tell me about it, sister-in-law. We have Glendy, and make it pardon, Glendy G. This in the building. Tanya Civilly, we have to vote the lawmakers out and have new lawmakers, she said. And we'll also have Mr. Sando D. Wencolito. I'm watching and listening to your show. Thanks. He says. Then we see the boss lady herself, Mrs. Eloise Salif-Gadi, the narrative of blaming the people around the leader this week. We came with a preconceived agenda to steal and enrich himself. What is the one goal thing we did upon his ascendancy? Don't we all know the first thing he did was to break down his, and she went further to say, to break down his home in Sincard and construct a new one, followed by 46 additional modern units for his personal use. We are just not being led by his followers. Instead, we are just leading his followers to destroy Liberia and her people. And that comes from Mrs. Eloise Garley. We also see Mr. Romeo S.K. Nibil Junior. Jowier government would definitely be audited after his regime because he ascends the presidency with no income. Then we have Miss Aminata Fatou Kamara, where is a disaster and disappointment for the Liberian people. Then we also have for Dashtina Command, Joe Weir, this misleading himself, calling. Evangeline Mami Tar says, this crown woman refused to be a sycophant for Weir. And we'll also see Lydia missing. It is not damaging statement. It was just the truth. Then we have Rebecca Silly. Get money, we don't care, with no sour person in Germany. With no sour person in Germany, we are Toya Swat, years, all years, 12 years. Joy Yamani, we are 12. And let's see, we can take this call. I believe this call is from Europe. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from.
Hello?
Hello, tell us your name.
Yeah, my name is Helena. I'm calling from Morovia.
Oh, calling from Morovia. Okay, how's Morovia tonight or this morning?
Yeah. Yesterday is dark, so nothing here to see apart from our bed.
Go ahead, make your point. We're listening to you. And thanks for being our first.
Yeah, I just want to say something. This Costa situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Costa is not a wanted man, so I don't see no reason why anybody will arrest him anywhere with an ECOWAS passport. But I just want the government and some citizens to understand that it's a strategy that Costa is carrying on, that they won't understand. Costa is trying to show the dictatorship in that man. Nobody got right to arrest Costa when he's not wanted. He's not declared wanted man. He got ECOWAS passport, he can cross any border with legal rights. But Costa is playing a game that they won't win. Costa is trying to get everyone's attention, but these people, they won't understand. They think that they want to get Costa, but they're not looking at it behind the picture. They're just seeing the picture, but they haven't seen the negative. And trust me, they will not print it. Because Costa will drag the government, and at the end of the day, they will be a loser. So nobody should worry about Costa. Costa playing their game according to them to beat them. He will be fine. He will be okay. Nothing will happen, but he just want the people to know who that government is or who we are is. So that's just my 1 cent.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you so much. That was sister from Liberia calling in, specifically Morovia, making her presence known in early morning hours in Liberia. Again, the number to call is 248-979-1718. Gaps, me bleak, it says, and we have another call coming in again. I believe this one is from hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from.
Hello, Mr. Garley. It's Ibrahim Kalulu calling for UK.
Calling from UK. Go ahead, my brother. We're listening to you. What is on your mind?
Thank you, my brother, for your soccer game. I'm so happy to hear that our hero have left that country where there's no justice. You know, Mr. Also, this country, just where we take Liberia back to war. We already at war. You know, when people think that it's not all war will be going to fire in a country. When people are being hung in their own country, when people are being illegally injected with illegal drugs, what else people want to see in Liberia? They're going to go on another year. When we were in Liberia, during Chancellor Day, what made Chancellor to leave Liberia? It was not Chancellor were not wanted by foreigners, but because Chancellor wants people from the country, and people left the country, then when they got prepared, they came up for Chancellor. That's what happened in Liberia. What happening now to Costa? Costa is just getting more popular, and he's getting popular every day by day. You know, Mr. Garley, Joshua, people say Joshua being fooled by people around him. No, Joshua is just a wicked person. Joshua is very stubborn. Joshua is not prepared to listen to anybody. As far as Joshua is concerned, he's the president. He was elected, so he's careless. Whatsoever he wants to do, that's what he will do to the Liberian people. I'm very sorry to say this. Our people get on into this, along with that cannibal old lady, Ellen Johnson Shelley. She wanted to punish Liberian people, and she have done it. She punished us, bring war in our country, and now she punished us with Joshua. But God will pay her, she and her children. Joshua, your day is in number. you will see what will happen. Costa is out of the country. Go after another person. This guy, the student leader, the student leader, is out of the country. He was chased out of the country as well. And there are so many people that are escaping from the country. Not everybody, because they are not new. You're not going to hear about them. There are a lot of student leaders are leaving the country. A lot of advocates are leaving Liberia because of George Weah and his talks. Those guys that disbursed those protesters that day, they were not regular police, Mr. Garley. Those guys that followed Jefferson Koji, those Zebra and the Sabu unit, they were in police uniform. I got a police friend who is in PSU. He told me that they were not there. Those guys that were saying that they were not regular police. They were those guys that were trying to kill our people. But thank you very much for your show. We'll continue to follow you. God bless Mama Liberia, and may God get rid of the wicked leaders.
Thank you. And again, the people we have as leaders in Liberia are not decent people. I have my share of experience with them. I visited Liberia between 2016 and 2018, 8 to 10 different times. And when you come from abroad, they see you as enemy. I don't know what is it with people from the diaspora going into Liberia. I've had my disagreement with Henry Costa, and don't think for one bit that those of us that criticize the government will have a free passage when we go to that country. You have to be looking over your shoulders because they feel that they are entitled to what they have, So Costa is in this situation today. It could have well been any one of us going through this. So I want to stand with Costa on this one. I think I see nothing but witch hunt because the first lady carries a diplomatic passport. Her relatives from Jamaica are carrying Liberian diplomatic passports. James Emmanuel Porter, who is the Assistant Minister for Logistics at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. You remember when George Weah when the United Nations sent for those 100+ women from Liberia, most of those people that came to the country, that came to the United States, some are here. Most of them were not working in the government, but they carried diplomatic passports as if they're working in the government. I spoke with a guy called Nathaniel Nangwe, who is with the CDC, and these guys are doing anything like business. Spoke with the man and asked as if I wanted a passport, and right in the day he started to tell me what the deal is. When you're from Nigeria, it's $3,000. When you're a Liberian, it's $1,500 for, they call it service passport, not the regular passport. It's a blue book, the service passport. They're doing all of these things. Henry Costa is a Liberian. We all know that Costa loves his country, and because of Costa's disagreement with the president, I think that's what they're going after him. And I just think this is not fair for Liberia. This is not fair for the people of Liberia. George Weah is only shooting himself in the leg because the international community is watching. Potential investors are watching. Investment is not going to Liberia anytime soon because of this president's inability to make Liberia a place to visit. Look around you. 172 years, so we have nothing to show. Hospitals are shutting down. And you fall sick today with lack of money, you sit right in Liberia and die. And this is what we have to deal with as Liberians. In 2005, we had George Weah talking about a country needing light and water. Now, this is 2020. No light, no water. And without medical attention, when you get severely sick, you die. A country in the 21st century, there's not $1 admission that we can boast of. People with kidney trouble will just fall sick and die.
Unknown caller.
We have a 484 number, 467-0483. Tell us the name and where you call from.
Yeah, this is Raphael Roberts. Call you from
Mr. Roberts, welcome to the show. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, thank you very much for the soccer thing, because that's the easy way that we know that people can play against themselves If you want to play the game by yourself, we give you the fee. You won't go play if you enjoy the game. I know maybe they may watch the game tonight, or they are still listening to it, or they are supposed to listen to it. I don't know whether they enjoy it. But then my attention has been due to several stuff, like you've been saying a lot of things, and then like I'm thinking about from 1987 all the way to 1989, because the last time I read the history book in that book, taking on the Civil War, the terrorist thing that caused the Civil War was, I think that we are doing almost all of them. The rampant corruption, nepotism, tribalism, and then the people made an error, or they never wanted to put that in the book for people to not see it. That is witch hunting, and we are doing all those things. So, like, if you said clearly and things, those things, that thing brought war before, and then they start doing it. But we stay, like Brent sitting down and say, oh, the man will go for 2 years, you will feed it. Do you think that people like you will feed it? You think that you? Not you? Not even me, I just will feed it, because for me, I already here. I don't talking. You only talking. You won't feed it. Now saying you're singing with feed it, people can not go feed it. When I put that there, we don't feed it. It will only hurt everyone else, because we'll be seeing them feeding it. They will be feeding it there. They walk over there, or anything happening to them right now. People getting sick there that they don't won't have to go to hospital. Not you and myself. So if the people say and say, oh yeah, we feed it. The man going for 12 years, our president, only because somebody getting money and put it in their pocket, the incident did after 12 years. Or because somebody came today and gave you 500, I say, yeah, our president, you go. Like, they should start opening their eyes. That walking to open people's eyes. And the people still sleeping. The people should open their eyes. Let them stand up for themselves. However, when I see the mother there in our country, they say, oh, the mother. They're not behaving as mother. They need to wake up and talk.
Thank you.
Let the people forget about saying all that people think, and not people think. The group of people should be getting up and talk every time that they home you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
All right. 770-727-6741. Tell us the name and where you call from. Is it a 770 number? Hello, caller. You're live on the radio. Tell us the name. Going once, going twice. How would you call then? And can you be saying anything? And we have Alpha Inets. Alpha Inets is in the building. If anything happens to Costa, where I will give my life
Unknown
for
caller.
you and your butch dogs, he says. And Patricia Peters is saying, facing justice. Hello, caller. Tell us the name and where you called from.
Hi, my name is Winston Howard. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, Winston. What's on your mind tonight? Welcome to the show.
Well, I think that right now, what is happening with Costa, as long as you start this process, it puts Liberia in a situation where we can't sell ourselves to the world. If we can't sell ourselves, if we look like this, no one's going to invest in the country. We look like clowns. We look like playing a little game. So if they tie down Costa, they tie down themselves. In the long run, everyone loses. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, we don't want to go back to the dark days because when you suppress your own people, when you go after your own people, those are some of the things that get people angry and they want to take some not so favorable decisions. Again, we want to move forward. We want to see our country progress. We want to see investments come in the country. But then again, Joshua has to leave. We have a 770 number. Will you please lower the receiver? Tell us the name and where you call from.
How you doing, man?
Good, my brother. What is your name?
Good, my brother. What is your name? I'm Charles, calling from Denver.
Okay, Charles. Go ahead.
Colorado. Okay, Charles. Go ahead. Yeah.
Please lower your receiver because I'm hearing myself.
Please lower your receiver because I'm hearing myself. Yeah, Charles, you want to speak on the people.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've listened to you several times. Sometimes like your advocates do disagree with you about 75% of the time. But before you start criticizing George Weah about, Henry Costa arrest, have you guys gathered or have you called us? Because I think everything is just one-sided. Have they gathered the information as to why Henry Costa was arrested and why was Henry Costa leaving the country? Henry Costa have a person investigation going on. How did he settle that investigation and just leaving? Or we just happy, or we just ready if there's anything that concerning George Weah and his government, we just ready to just stop without any reasoning. So, why did Henry Costa leave the country and, snugging out of the country? He got an investigation, a pending investigation going on. So why is the intention? So what can we look at that aspect and just draw a conclusion that he had been witch hunted and there is no. I don't think George Weah has that evil mind to harm Henry Costa because he knows the president it will have if anything happens to Henry Costa. So let's look. Let me balance. And I'm not seeing in your analysis or your advocate, I'm not seeing nothing balanced. I don't really know. And we're forgetting to know that over 60% of the Liberian population elected George Weah. So do you think you can just enfranchise those people? No. I don't think so. So Liberia economic fault is not George Weah's fault. Though there's some irresponsible or governance going on, we're all seeing that. But at the same time, let's be balanced. Let's be balanced. So I don't know what you're saying, but I listen to you sometimes and stuff. It makes sense. But let's be balanced in. At least try to be balanced in your coverage. Henry Costa left the country. Nobody know why he left. Nobody know who's haunting him. You don't know his statement he gets to the civilian government. So why we just all come in on air and just saying things that that is true or that may not be true? About proper investigation. I don't know what you're saying. So do your part as a radio personality and inform and get to get better information out there instead of being one-sided.
Well, we're not being one-sided here. I don't know where you come from with all being one-sided. And I said earlier, I've had my disagreement with Henry Costa. Okay, I don't know why Henry Costa left the country, but I can stand you to say Costa and the government that they're not on the same path. He has expressed his disagreement with most of the things the government is doing in terms of rampant corruption, in terms of not governing the people of Liberia, and he has been very critical about this government. George Weah does not like this. The people who find themselves in the ruling establishment don't like this, and because of this, they are local heads, and again, Henry Costa, according to him, obtained a laissez-passer, a legitimate one, and he came out a few days ago and said the laissez-passer that was shown to him was not the one he presented to the authorities. Are you getting me?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay, and again, I don't speak to Henry Costa on a daily basis. The reason why he left the country, I best known to himself. He's the only one that can come and tell us why he left the country. And I just saw the message from him through somebody that he's with authorities in Sierra Leone. They have been very professional. He will be okay. We all hope that nothing bad happens to Henry Costa, because we need him. Henry Costa has been very influential. He's been very informative when it comes to happenings in and out of Liberia. And George Weah in the past I said that he wants to know about the good, the bad, and the ugly, about his government and about his the officials. Hello, are you there? Hello. I think we lost him. Okay, folks. It's now time for the second and final portion of the game between the Liberian national team and, of course, the Liberian national team. So it's Liberia against Liberia, because at this point, George Weah gets what he wants. George Weah is not interested in incorporating the opposition politicians. He's not interested in incorporating the pressure groups. He wants everything for himself. And so we allow him to do whatever he wants to do. And so that's what he's going to be doing this afternoon as we play the second and final portion of the game this afternoon at the SKD Sports Complex. But just before then, we're still trying to hear from the referee as we take this caller. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you called from.
Yes, brother. I'm Orita Fakonia from Minnesota.
Welcome to the show. What is on your mind?
I'm calling to talk on the issue of Costa.
Go ahead. We're listening to you.
Brother just speak earlier, like a few minutes ago, like why Costa has to leave Liberia. It's really like he don't have feeling like a Joe. We are the president of Liberia. Just right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have been put all over the world that Costa will soon be there. The person that speaks for the government. And the big chasing Costa on so many occasions. And he bravely not saying why Costa has to leave Liberia. Liberia, come on. If Costa was your brother or your child, what kind of feeling you have now? Presently, what kind of feeling you have? Will you be pleased to even sleep in your bed in the situation that Costa is? Only because he's critical on the government, they are saying they want to kill him. Even the president came up and saying if he was not having a need of president, he could take Costa to locate time and wait him 3 times, and which is further than Costa more than 10 times. Costa life is not safe. Liberia, let's see like we have blood in us to have pity on people. Costa is just a little boy, just because he's critical on it. I feel crying when I see somebody say those things. But I want to clear it with them. Those are the citizens are saying this. That when something happened to Costa, why attention on Costa right now? Everybody looking at Costa right now. Costa never do any wrong. Some of all her issue with Costa, my issue with Costa is not for you to even live from America to even go Liberia because your life is important. So I tell you, thank you so much. Many times I watch your show, I listen to your show, I can really be interested in your show.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
We have 610 number 532-3099. Tell us your name. Hello.
Good evening, Ashford.
Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Yes, my name is Avery Brown. I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I just want to know from the Liberian government, what crime did Costa commit? And he has been persuaded, let's say, arrested in Sierra Leone. Has the government a crime? If so, what crime did he commit? The Liberian people want to know. We are eager to know because we are creeping gradually into our path. That is what Liberia, people say 14 years, but I know that in more than 14 years. We have to be very mindful. If not, we see another civil war creeping into that country because we have and he just wants to grab everything for himself. There is no basic social services. Hospitals are not well funded. Schools are not equipped. Teachers have not even been paid. And you can see the agony in the faces of Liberians. And some people just glorify him, that he is doing this, and he is doing that. If you cannot manage your people, the little resources or taxes that is being collected, you think the international community is going to invest into that country?
Thank you, my brother.
Less than 2 years, you're building houses for yourself. Where you took the funds from to build those houses, accumulating properties for yourself, you and your government officials, while the majority continue to suffer.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have 519 number 915-538-44. Tell us your name.
Yes, sir. My name is Massacre. I'm calling from Canada.
Massacre, welcome to the show. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm a giant. I saw the giant Garley. What's up, my friend? Ça va?
Très bien.
Yeah, brother. First of all, I would say thanks for having me. I just want to report on one.
Go ahead. Yeah, man. I think we lost you there for a minute, and there was a brother Massacre from Canada. We lost you there for a minute. Again, folks, we're back on the field of play this afternoon. One goal to the Liberia national team and nothing to the Liberia national team. So you have Liberia going against Liberia because that's what George Weah wants. I don't know if this, I was saying Canadian brother. Yeah, go ahead. Hello. Massacre?
Yeah, brother.
Okay, we mistakenly got disconnected. Go ahead, make a point.
Yeah, brother. You know what? We all can come on social media and say what we want to say, but sometimes too, it's good for us to admit the fight. You know, when you say you are public figure, you Ashford Giant Garden, you are a respectable man in the community. You've been a candidate from Ivory Coast, working Ivory Coast together. When you came, your first performance you did, it was on Culture Center Beach or.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. It just cut off again.
Okay, go ahead, Massacre. I'm listening to you now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you know, you are public figure. You would never make that type of dumb mistake that Henry Costa made. You are a smart man. You are public figure. You got thousands of people for you. Respect you. You know what I mean? Take you as a role model. That you will go make that type of mistake. It is bad. And Henry Costa made that mistake. I don't know who he get around, who advised him. That was wrong on his part. And you know everything you do, every government that you chase, they will find a means to get you. You got to walk on the chalk line. You don't make those type of mistakes. If you come to the country with your passport, you get right to tell the international community, I want my passport. These people go against me because of this, because of that. But you can't commit those type of common crime. Even Ghana, you can't go to Ghana again because of that. Because the diplomatic relationship between Ghana, Liberia, Africa, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, Liberia, they need them spread all over. He was to be smart. He destroyed himself. Now the government get leverage over him. And now they can even write the U.S. embassy that the men are terrorists to come to America to school. He make the people that are around him, they destroy him. Or maybe you are not listening to them. Sometimes you behave arrogant, you don't listen. Brother, so yeah, we say the truth. We should have kind of talk about war. No war can come out of Liberia. We want peace in our country. If anybody see that you live over in land, you can't help your country. Forget about Georgia. Liberia first. Liberia is bigger than Georgia. We need to go back home and develop our country. What he was doing, that's a right to protest. That's a right to do this. But you got to be smart when you're doing those type of things. You got to be smart when you public figure. And today, yesterday, he was there insulting the international community. You can't say that the international community rubbing shoulder with George Weah. The ECOWAS ambassador stay in Liberia, he turned over, he forcing himself. You don't say that. No advisors. No advisor. You can't say that. And those same thing on social media that was shared to those people. You see? You understand what I'm saying? All the other African leaders, the idiot, they've been mad at George Weah, this guy doing stuff in your country, and you're taking action against him, encouraging other people to do the same thing to our country. And of course, that could have been smart. He's wrong. Nobody should say, well, no working country like bro. This man is wrong. I expect you to be a smart guy. All the plenty talking. I have so much respect for him. He got to destroy himself. I thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Again, the number to call is 248-979-1718. This show is for everybody. You can call in with the agreement, a disagreement. We got to give to avoid our platform to you. People are listening from all walks of life. And we're live on the internet at www.thebridgeradioafrica.com. And let us go back to the telephone line. Hello, caller. Tell us the name and where you call from. Hello. Hello, caller. Tell us the name and where you call from.
Yeah, I'm calling from New York.
Okay. Go ahead and make your point.
Oh, yeah. I'm just calling to contribute on your show.
Go ahead. We're listening to you. What is on your mind? Yeah, be a little bit audible, so we can hear you.
Friend, I think Henry Costa has all the right. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
I think Henry Costa has all the right to escape because his life has been threatened. I mean, if a sitting president can threaten a citizen or a fist fight, that in itself tells you that this man's life is not in safe zone. So he has all the right to escape, to get to a safe zone that he can feel comfortable. I mean, like they will read the United States Embassy and say, should not come to America or stuff like that. But I mean, that's better than being killed. He doesn't have to come to America. I mean, when they kill the man right now, what he would do? What they would do? They would just talk 24 hours later, everybody sit down. Rest in peace. That's it. They killed Marvin and walk him out of it. No investigation, nothing like that. So, I mean, Henry Costa has all the right to escape from those thugs and those killers and criminals in Liberia because they were going to kill him. There were several attempts on his life. So he has to do everything to make sure that he escapes so that he doesn't get killed in cold blood and nothing will come out of it. So that's all I have to say right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from. Hello. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from. It's a 324 number. Okay, we have just the last half of the game. Then we can call it quits tonight. We have George Weah in the middle of the field now with the ball. That's right. And flanked on the left-hand side there by George Weah is Bill Twawe, a.k.a. Gorilla's foster child. On the right-hand side is Samuel Toy, a.k.a. Lepose Babon. And George Weah takes the kickoff. The ball comes to Selected Justice. Selected Justice back to George Weah. George Weah to Akaras Moses Gray, a.k.a. Opion King Kong, back to George Weah. George Weah to Corruption. Corruption back to George Weah. The ball comes to Wasteful Spending. Wasteful Spending back to George Weah. Illegal arrest. Illegal arrest back to George Weah. The ball comes to Abuse of Power. Abuse of Power back to George Weah. The ball comes to Nepotism. Nepotism back to George Weah. So if you notice that this game is just one-sided, And it's only George Weah and a gang of thieves down on the field this afternoon. George Weah doesn't want to be battled with the opposition because he doesn't want anybody to criticize him. He doesn't want to be battled with pressure groups. Again, he's asking everybody to stay in the country. Do not attempt to come on the field of play because I think Liberia is in a state of emergency right now under the leadership of George Weah. That's why we can't have investment going into the country. And to those of the responsible politicians in the opposition, you need to start rethinking your strategy now on how we can do everything we can in your power to make sure that George Weah comes to his senses. In the meantime, I believe the game has come to a momentary standstill. I don't know what is happening to George Weah. He's happening, and let us go to the line. Hello, caller. Hello. We keep saying hello, and this caller, I believe she's from she's from Europe, and can't pick up the phone. Okay, George Weah is back on the field. The ball comes to Witch Hunt. The Witch Hunt back to George Weah. George Weah to Murder. Murder back to George Weah. George Weah to police brutality. Police brutality back to George Weah. Harassment beast and puts for the team. The ball comes to hypocrisy. Hypocrisy back to George Weah. The ball comes to death squad. Death squad back to George Weah. The ball comes to suppression. Suppression to provocation. Provocation beast woman. Beast is second. The ball comes to unemployment. Unemployment back to George Weah. George Weah to hard time. Hard time to Boyo. Boyo to Weabola. Weabola to stupiditious. Stupiditious to biology president. Biology president to dictatorship. Dictatorship to a critical thinker. To womanizer. Womanizer to alcoholism. Alcoholism back to George Weah onto prostitution. Prostitution beats woman. Puts over the team. The ball comes to drugs abuse. Drugs abuse. Sends a foul downfield. The ball comes to Varro. Varro aka Virus. Oh, the ball is off target. The ball is off target. Then let us go back to the telephone line. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello. Ashford, how you doing?
Good. Too blessed to be stressed. Tell us your name and where you call from.
Yeah, my name is Prince Williams, and I'm calling from Tennessee.
Mr. Williams, welcome to the show. What is on your mind tonight?
Yeah, thank you, man. I listen, I hear people calling and talking. You know, some of these people are calling from the comfort of their homes. They have security. Some of them are calling from the United States, where anybody knock their door, they can call 911. The police will be there in 3 minutes or less. They're all talking how Henry Costa destroying. Say Henry Costa not supposed to do this. Henry Costa not supposed to do that. Look, the law of nature states that self-perseverance. That country is as dangerous as any war zone you can think of around the world. Henry Costa's life is very much important. It's important to the well-being of Liberia, to himself and his family and his little son. I mean, when I stay in that country, they killed that boy for nothing, and we all talk about it here. And after 1 week, we forget about it. What happened to Harry Greed? Harry Greed, that was the Ellen Johnson said his own son. Used to took Ellen Johnson said he beg all year in America, everywhere she go. They killed that man in our country. Nothing came out of it. Matthew Ennis, the whole lawmaker Lawrence, they set up an accident. Temper with Lawrence break. The car. Do you know that Lawrence car break? What temper with? Do you know that Lawrence car break? They break only a plot. We send people and they check the car. They break what temper with. Who temper with Lawrence break? Now Lawrence apply the brake on a brand new car. The brake on fire. You see how Lawrence went on Ashford? Lawrence not drink. Lawrence was not drunk. It's I mean, what is going on in our country? Many people don't know. And I thank you for correcting our paper there, women people. We are came to the presidential with intention. Intention was not good. And look, one of the things we are missing, we can all have problem with Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson will pay for what he did. God don't sleep. He can call himself pastor all he wants to. But that man is a witch. That man saw this, we are presidents, and he warned the Liberian people. Liberian people ain't listen. The Prince Johnson is not stupid. Prince Johnson is a military man. In military, you gotta go to the strong side and strengthen yourself. Then when you straighten yourself, then you can take your stand. Now, why Prince Johnson, when supporter we are going to do that, Liberian people, we are already in the Liberian people head. No matter what you do, God come from heaven, said Liberian people wonder we are. But Prince Johnson saw that we are, man, the presidency will bring war. And to some of us, because we are victims of war, we saw people killing people on the street. So when we hear war, we just think war like shooting the gun, throwing the bullet, or throwing the rocket. There are different kinds of war. Right now, there's a war going on right now. All our institutions that we fight to pay for 12 years, on everything has been destroyed. A judge passed a decision. We had then fired the judge right away. Or senator, it's just bad in that country. We know what's happening. Costa did the right thing. Costa had not left that country. That little boy was going to be killed. They were going to drag that kid after they would get arrested, put him in a cell. All they need to do, put him in a cell. Why a lawyer running after bills and things to buy him up? That boy can be injected with any kind of sickness or something. You will suffer from his rest of his life. They're not going to kill him and carry him in the AD and shoot him and kill him or no. Just injecting with some kind of sickness. That boy will be sick. Yeah. And if we look at man before the 5-year end, Henry Costa will be in the hospital. What you say now? You're talking Henry Costa did he did the right thing. That's what you do. Even Nelson Mandela, you know the story of Nelson Mandela. You know Nelson Mandela escaped from South Africa? After his life? The people then, they were not even going to, Nelson Mandela always saying hi all the time. Today, still Nelson Mandela went to jail in his own country where people, then more than 70 million black people, with just 2 million white people. They had their hero, Nelson Mandela, in jail for 27 years. Nobody do nothing and stay all 11 years. Liberian people here, Henry Costa, you're calm on the street, you're tough for yourself. What goes on in your country? The abuse of power, the theft of resources. You can't even come on the street. Everybody hiding in the country. As soon as the police say, everybody running, talking about Henry Costa, himself, Henry Costa did to himself. I just talk all I want to talk. The men are talking general. Go Liberia now.
Thank you, my brother.
Education, everything.
Well said.
So
Thanks.
Henry Costa Day is the right thing.
Thanks for your contribution.
We will preserve his life, and then we would make sure that Joe will give accountability for everything he's done to this country. Thank you very much, Ashford. God bless you too.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. Again, the number to call is 248-979-1718. Hello, caller. Tell us, man, where you call from. It's a 713 number. Tell us your name.
Hey, Mr. Garley. This is Kemo from Houston, Texas.
Hey, my brother. How are you tonight? And what is on your mind?
Well, Ashford, what's up? What's going on, Ashford?
Hold on. Hold on. Can we speak? And then afterwards, we'll go to the next person. Go ahead, Kemo.
Yeah. What's on my mind is just the training issue right now concerning my brother Costa in Liberia. And I just want to tell the last caller, thank you for some of the things he said concerning the safety of Henry and the decision he made. Everybody is aware of the threat on Henry Costa's life on a daily basis from the federal government, surrogate, even ministers saying they want to see him die. Some people say they want to find people to kill him. You can't be in that kind of environment and then you behave like you're a robot. Henry is a human being. He has a future ahead of him. That family, even though he's speaking for the Liberian people, the same people that today saying he's running away from justice, but they forget to know that in our same country there was investigation conducted on $25 million that people couldn't get account of businesses, entities that they gave money to, or money changer then couldn't come out to say we receive money, or even 25 or even the 15 billion. People are saying that he's running away from the law, but the law can't bring no people to book. And they're seeing it. So the same people like talking for are the same people complaining. So he got to think about his own life, his safety. If I was Henry Costa, I would do the same thing. I can't be in Liberia and going through something like that and then just stay there and wait and say, let the government go through it. Somebody traveling, let's say, what a big deal about that? Is it a treasonous crime or murder charge or the government adequately charging which crime he has committed? You know, so he can't be that they be delaying him here, carrying up and down. In fact, if they are even giving a passport, like some people are saying before on the airport, they would have seized a passport and it's going to be another more case. They get dragging it here and there. So I would do the same thing. I only pray that wherever he is right now, he should, follow his instinct. If I in Sierra Leone, obey the poor law there. And when he comes back to Liberia, and then it will be another more issue where the international community, I believe, will have to be involved, because from Sierra Leone is another country back to Liberia. Everybody has to be on the government because he has not been charged. What the charge the government get on him up to now, nobody knows. So
thank you, Kemal.
Say that, and lastly, it will just tell we the Liberian people the kind of people we are. Things that we're supposed to be pushing our government to bring to both, to answer to us. We don't find it necessary. Or somebody who raised their life, we find the person to be the bad person in our eyes. And the case will cost out. Like the last caller said, how ingredient, they're gone. In this, then they're gone. Who come in and let the other person go and nothing happen? So Henry Costa is right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kemal. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on the show tonight. 301 number. Hello.
Hey, Ashford. How are you, Ashford? I've missed the show 2 nights now, but I just want to comment on the Costa issue.
Okay, please speak a little bit louder. You come in.
I think I want to comment on the Costa issue.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, me here, I have traveled all laissez-passer before to Liberia. I went to Ghana, and then I took a laissez-passer, and I went to Liberia. I have done that. So why is it when Costa doing it is a problem? I know so many people who are listening to this broadcast have traveled laissez-passer before. It's not a crime. But let me just say this. Costa, if he's in Sierra Leone, I hope that the government, the president there, knows very well not to turn him over. I hope he would know, because George, we're not even his man, because we see that, I don't know how many times, he even been to Liberia, but we see George Weah have been to Sierra Leone, he spent nights there, all that. Nobody care about the guy. So my thing is, we're here in the United States, and what is going on there now in Sierra Leone that he's there, we got to stand up. We're Liberian in the United States. Let us stand up for our Congress people. I'm going to call my Congress people. If possible, I'm going to go there tomorrow. We need to talk about this. We cannot have people turning Costa over to the Liberian government and prosecuting him. And we know, as the guy said earlier, they might not kill him, but it was just making paralyzed worse and just not kill him. So they're talking about he ran away from justice. Where's justice? Where's justice? Everybody does it. You have a passport, you don't want to use it, you can go into Sierra Leone, you can go into Nigeria, you can take a passport, you can fly into Liberia. Everybody has done it. I have done it. So what is it a big deal that Costa and Kerry Laissez-Passer is like he committed a crime? And I just want to send this out to the Sierra Leonean government. You know better not to turn Costa over. If you really want to know what's going on in Liberia, you can Google Costa and most of his shows. You will know what's going on in Liberia. So for we here in America, if you are here in America, you are a citizen or wherever it is that you are here legally, I think you should talk to your Congress people and let them know what's going on in Sierra Leone with Costa. Because for me, I'm carrying my iPad with all my video on it tomorrow when I go. I'm carrying it to go play it, because when you say, they will say, what? Because you got to be able to say, this is him, this is the show, this is how you talk and all that. We cannot sit here in America and allow Costa to be taken from Sierra Leone back into Liberia when we know the situation. We know what's going to happen if he goes there. And I hope the Sierra Leone government know that war don't even have to be in Liberia for you to go to be a refugee in Sierra Leone or Ghana or Togo or Guinea. If he went over there, he went over there for a reason. If he wants to have asylum or whatever, take him through the process. You cannot just arrest him and your boys from Liberia, we are tell you, hey, send him over here, and then you send him back there. So I hope he does the right thing. And for George Weah, you know, when they killed Doe, we saw the video Prince Johnson cutting his ears and all that kind of stuff. But for George Weah, they did a catching and setting on the floor. Like his balls. I would like to be there to just see cutting his balls, small. Cut a little piece for the 15 mil, the million that he stole, all the money that he stole, all the pain that he inflicted on our people. Just be cutting his balls, small, squeezing at that rate. Because I'm not in Liberia for him to have an affair with me and give me a job. So I will get an opportunity to squeeze the balls when he's sitting on the floor. So we get to squeezing it little by little. One for the other million that he stole, the other one for the million, this one for the private jet. This one is for going after Costa and giving a hard time. But on a serious note, we need to stand up. We need to call our Congress people. We need to talk to people. We need to tell them the situation in Sierra Leone. We cannot have this boy taken from Sierra Leone back to Liberia for any reason. We have to prevent that. If he has his passport, he can fly out back to the United States because he has a visa. He can come back to the United States, or he can have asylum to stay there and mind his own business. But sending him back when he's running for to be safe and you're sending him back there, then they will have a problem. But as I said, we gotta stand up. And for me tomorrow, I'm not just gonna call there. When you go there mostly you see the wife. And I will send for her and I will play this video. I will explain to her when you go to your husband. Because we can't sit there, this guy talking for us and doing all that, and then we have him back into Liberia because yeah, we have to do that.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's go back to the telephone line. 301-208-8248. Tell us your name and where you call from.
Hey, Ashford, how you doing, man?
Good, my brother.
Name is Jerry. Yeah, how you doing, man? My name is Jerry Ute Tarway, man. I'm calling from Maryland.
Okay, go ahead. Make your point, my brother. You lies.
Yeah, Ashford, I don't usually talk like this, especially when a situation is very delicate like this. I just want to stem this the caveat to the Liberian government that this thing of witch hunting has to stop. Liberia belongs to every one of us. You have to allow people to speak out. If you do not allow people and you try to suppress people and they keep all of that within, one day they will flip out. And that goes to say that the situation and the way they're treating Costa is wrong. These people are doing everything in their powers to just implicate this guy and prosecute him. This is wrong. And Ashford, those of you who have this platform, this is no time for us to sit back and watch. This could be done to any one of us. We may have our individual differences with Costa relative to how he presents himself, but this one, we need to speak out. This guy cannot be extradited to Liberia because he allowed this to happen. We need to speak out. Individually, we need to speak out. So I just ask that this is one time that all of us need to be united. I've watched some of you guys and I've seen how you taking positions, but this is no time for us to be.
And I said this earlier. I said that the situation Costa is in right now, and it could have been any one of us. I've heard some of my friends say to me, "Hey, listen, the government sees you as enemy of the state because we disagree with George Weah and disagree with some of the things that he's doing to our country. It's just that Costa has the biggest platform, and he's listening to all over the world, and they are after him because some of the things that he has said and continued to say is damaging to this government, and he is exposing the ills in society. This is something that I think is the right thing to do, and the government doesn't like that.
Right.
And for this, they're after him, and I don't think it should be that way.
Truly, my man. And then you I mean, all of the advocates, man, all of the Liberians, man, they need to. I mean, this guy find himself. What's the other gentleman name? Gilmore on the other end, promoting the government here and there, and they are all going to be kind of very happy because this is done to a Liberian brother.
People like Gilman then are going to be the ones to actually make George Weah start to kill people, because these people are very dangerous for Liberian politics. Gilman has been here for 20 years. They never left the country, never went to Liberia, doesn't even know what Liberia looks like, and they come here, sit behind the microphone and just spread out gibberish,
When we were talking about normal times, and when some people like you used to be at LDS there, creating a show, where you name the tune, like thing. I mean, where were these guys? Who did one? Where was he? And this is my first time even hearing about him. But these are the people who are planting source of discourse among us here. And this is wrong. I don't know why people, but these guys will get their pay one day. One day they will get their pay. And this. I mean, it's very helpful.
There's something about George Weah and criminals. He attracts criminals. That this guy who is the Director General of the Liberia News Agency, Kwame Waits, is the uncle of Michael Gilman. So they have a little budget in the Liberian government, and Kwame for some reason got Michael Gilman on the payroll. So these guys we will see right and they'll call it wrong, in our faces, right before our eyes, because they're getting a little change,
Yeah, this is it. You see. This is why corruption will not go away in Liberia, my brother. I mean, this is just wrong, man. People just come and buy people. When you try to stand up and stand above the fray, and then they see you as a threat. I mean, this is not right. I know when our country will really get it, we got to continue to pray, man. But this thing will not allow the Sierra Leonean government to extradite the guy back to that country. Because truly, he won't have fair justice on it. No way. But thank you so much, Ashford. Thank you for what you do, my man.
Thank you, my brother. Thanks for calling. Let us go back to the telephone line, 610-803-1720. Tell us your name and where you call from.
Yes, how are you, my brother? My name is Rebecca Curry. I'm calling from Fargo, North Dakota.
Hey, Becky, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, my brother. Thank you so much for the show. I mean, some of us, we sit here and cry and worry, but, I was able to sit down a little bit, just watching the show, listen to all the comments and listen to people talking and, some people, sitting and praying and sending the word of encouragement. But some they're trying to be strong. But my brother, I'm telling you, one question I wanted to ask is that, is it George Weah American citizen or Liberian citizen? Or he denied the American citizen? He threw it away? Because the last time I checked, he was U.S. citizen. That's one. And nothing wrong with it. He went to Liberia and he become president. And he went in Liberia like a gangster parallel. I get that movie they call Gangster Parallel. They got make it for in South Africa. And how Liberia looking right now. I mean, and here in Costa, he's a Liberian citizen. A Liberian. He's not, he get a right to enter his country with anything. He get a right to enter his country with no document. He's not a foreigner. We got Ghanaians using Liberian passport. We got Nigerians using Liberian passport. We got Guineans using Liberian passport. We got Lebanese using Liberian passport. And you're not going after all the people how they get it. But you are West Country a Liberian citizen because he's speaking against all the daily deed that you are doing in Liberia, the human rights abuse. You are killing people, and there's no law in Liberia. There's no justice for nobody, and you're sit on that, and you are sitting there and divide all into two groups in Liberia right now. I mean, my brother, I see us fight. Okay, I see it. We are getting over it. We got it together. We drink liquor. We not bother. We laugh. But this device, the identical group at Jawia had divided. I had never seen it in my life. It's scary. When I sit down, Look, I see people that are waiting to get their life. Their life. Look, the boy looked to my friend and he said, sister, I can tell you right now, I can die for Jawia. I said, so I asked him, I said, what about Liberia? You can die for Liberia? I don't care. I can die for Jawia. We got sick people. That's why I tell people most of the time.
And you'll be surprised to see some of the comments in my inbox that they can't wait for Henry Costa to be brought to Liberia in handcuffs. And women. What is this crime?
Celebrating it.
What is this crime?
Women.
When we celebrate murderers, we celebrate killers.
Yes.
Like you rightly said, they're selling our passport to non-Liberian nationals, you know. And according to Costa, he legally obtained this laissez-passer. According to him, the immigration boss said there's nothing wrong with coming into a country with a laissez-passer, you know, and having a valid passport. According to him, the laissez-passer was genuine.
Citizen, a better ball.
Exactly, Liberian citizen.
Can you imagine? Then they ask them, brave to say, what you're doing in America? You can go home. Oh, for what? So you can kill me too? The country that got no justice, no freedom, no security. That's the kind of country you want me to go in so you can kill me too? Because I'm a Liberian in between. Anyone remember? What goes around comes around. Look, go back to history. Chancellor gone, Throne gone, all the wicked people gone. People die. And you send Henry Costa today, it doesn't mean that you will not go there. And when you silence Henry Costa, another Costa coming. So we are being mindful. But I'm telling you, my brother, if I tell you I'm sick in my stomach, I don't know, I hate to use the word.
Thank you, Becky. Keep that thought. Thank you. Let's take some other callers. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello. Tell us your name.
Yeah, this is Sam. I'm calling from Australia. How you doing?
Hey, Sam. How you doing? Welcome to the show. What's going on? What's on your mind tonight?
All right, thank you. You know, what's on my mind is the sedition should not be celebrating. This is not a good news for Liberia. And this is not a good news for President Weah administration. These are the nails that can nail the coffin of a leader when he's out of leadership. Sedition should be concerned. How is it that every single time they plan something, the intelligence leaks out? They are not concerned about that, but rather they are concerned about hurting people. These are not good signs written on the wall. President Weah is going to get himself in trouble, and the sedition, if they really like President Weah, they need to call him and they need to put stop to this, because this is getting to the point that they're going to get in serious trouble. Thank you for the time, my brother. And Costa should know that we all stand with him.
Thank you. Again, folks, it's 10:30. We're going to extend 30 more minutes. Just stay with us. And the telephone lines are all open up. You can call either via Messenger. The telephone number 248 979-1718. I broke my tradition tonight. You know, after almost a month, not drinking wine, and you know, it's a little rough tonight, though. Again, like I said earlier, that it could have been me in the same situation. You know, that you all know how the government feels about critical voices, those who disagree with this government, and we have been consistent about our disagreement with this government, the corruption, the lack of leadership, the vindictiveness of this president. He was the same one that was at the United Nations the other day talking about no political prisoner under his administration. But again, you have to have thick skin when you want to be a leader. When you're doing something wrong, you need to be professionally, constructively criticized. And it is one of the things that you can change your habits. But this just shows that this man does not want to change, and he's not going to change anytime soon. He brings ex-rebels, those who killed our brothers and sisters, our forefathers. They are his friends. You know, they hang out with Nathaniel McGill. They are living off of taxpayer money. You know, the offer there, and then the Safan number, and then the Augustine number, and then these are all friends of George Weah. These are all friends of Nathaniel McGill. Again, Liberia is slowly going back to the dark days, because when you continue to suppress your people, when you continue to go after those who disagree with you, look at Patrick Hunnan. That the man can't get his license for his radio station. You come and shut down Henry Colstar's radio station as if this is not enough. And the young man continued to speak against the Ilsen Society. And here you are today, witch hunting the young man. Again, when it is in your favor, you feel that it's not anything bad. But I'll be shocked if the Sierra Leone government agreed to extradite Costa. As we all know, Costa has been going through a lot, especially with the kind of way that the government is going after him. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you call from. It's a 423 number.
This is Damon calling from.
Yeah, please be a little louder. Speak up.
Okay, this is Damon Dolly calling from Tennessee, Umbrella Institute. I just want to congratulate you tonight. Other people may call and say a lot of crazy things. Liberian, when it comes to being fair, they want to be on Joe side. But one thing I will say to you tonight is what happened in our country is like something going to go with pay for. What do we see? Joe 2005, Garley and Greece. And Eddie came in 2011 in messed up. Like when they sat down there, look at 18 green men who went and played football all in that time did not achieve anything. My brother, they took him and made him the president. Well, in our country, putting 1 million miles, like t-shirt for the babies that were born yesterday, so they can pull up 1 million miles so they walk and know that Liberian love Jawia. That's what we're seeing over there today. The only thing I pray for Henry Costa, that God going to be with him, no matter what he do, that the disgrace just stop. They take it for a joke. They will cover up. But it just begins. What is saying to in our country, just in the 1 year to get the second year. I believe God ready for them. And just that. For God's grace, I don't know what to say to him because he was over there 2011. He started early. Talking about Liberia going to be with only Liberia. And nothing happened to him. Nobody jail him. Nobody won't ask for him. And today, he joined the representation, nothing coming from LA. They're killing people, putting all kind of groups together. But we all pray as Liberia. We know what we went through in our country from 1990. So I just want to say thank you tonight.
Thank you.
Maya, what are you doing?
Thank you, Sis. Again, the telephone number is 248 979 1718. Go and call. And as we wait for your call, let us see what we have here in terms of comments. Maria to David Bonner, she said, yes, my dear, we are all ready. Let's see here. Okay. Comments is so much that I can't. Being Madimek from Sierra Leone has laws and systems. They would never turn Costa over to the Liberian government. And Madison M. Kimon said, by the grace of God, Henry P. Costa will be okay. He went to Liberia for a reason, and God will bring him back safely. The situation will open everyone's eyes to how to treat one another as Liberians. Then we have B. Barrett. What can we do now to help Costa? What is the plan now? What do we call? Who do we call? Please read this out. Okay. Then we have Aminat Fatu Kamara. We are followers clapping for him, and they think he is doing a good thing to Costa. But forget to know that we will soon John Taylor. Okay, there's we'll also see Miss Terry Choir. She's in the building. My sister. It's been a long time. Salamatu Conan said, now is the time to protest for justice, Liberian all Costa supporters. And Evangeline Mamita said, if we are touched Costa, if we are touches Costa, his balls will be checked. And we see Cole Cardo Slaw, nothing wrong with glass of wine, my brother. You got that right. And Abdullah Dukle just joined the program as well. Mr. Jacob G. Daniels, my longtime schoolmate. This young man put his life on the line for them. They need to stand up for him, he says. And we have Ruth Roberts Wengwa. She said, SL, you give Costa the sucking demons, he would not forgive, she says. And then we'll also see it. B. Berry is saying this is not about documents. Weir and his cronies want to finish Costa. What crime did he commit? Come to his own country. Coming to his own country, he says, what do you need to come to your own home? Writing from Florida, the USA. We'll finally just conclude the game in a few minutes. But let's see who we have on the field of play here tonight. I'm telling you, George Weah wants everything for himself. So he, and along with just a few of his friends, are playing tonight on the field of play. The ball comes to false promises to abuse of power to nepotism to Bill Twawe, a.k.a. Gorilla foster child, foster child to Saboteur, a.k.a. Leprosy Baboon back to Gorilla foster child onto George Weah to wasteful spending to illegal arrest onto Molba Molu to Akaras Gray, a.k.a. Opion King Kong. The ball comes back to nepotism to abuse of power to police brutality to harassment to hypocrisy, onto death squad to suppression. When you suppress your own people, and when the guests shut up, you gotta be careful because they can react in a way that you don't think. Police brutality, sensified down for intent for harassment looks around to suppression, onto provocation. The ball comes to unemployment to hard time to Boyo to Weabola to stupiditious to bar lucky president, onto dictatorship to critical thinker, onto womanizer. The ball comes to viral, aka virus. That is stupidity can call viral virus. Let it go virus, man. The arrest Costa, let it go virus. Then you got immigration. Onto the NSA. NSA has some criminals. Sam Cyan, the owner of Freedom FM, a woman beater. He was out on bail for beating his wife in America, the first wife, and he jumped bail and fled to Liberia. And today he's the deputy NSA director. They call him Zebra One. Then you got Power. Power is Jones Blambo, the boy that lived in Philadelphia. He's telling people that Ashford Garley is enemy of the state. Try your luck, Jones Blambo. And fuck okay, you can't do it to me when I come to Liberia later on this year. The ball comes to Boyo to Weabola back to stupiditious. On the ball, lucky president, the ball comes to dictatorship. Dictatorship looks around to alcoholism to prostitution. Prostitution looks around to viral, aka virus. The ball comes to phenomenal, aka Philomena. Philomena looks around, beats someone, puts on the team. The ball comes to death squad. Death squad to incompetent 14. George Weah wants everything for himself. 14 military hospital. Then you have incompetent 14. Everything should be around him. Everything should be about him, not the country, not the vast majority of the people of Liberia. So one go to Liberia and nothing to Liberia. George Weah wants all, he gets all. Now the country is in your hands now, George Weah. Do whatever you want to do to the country until your time is over. Because every rope in the bush has end. And folks, that's how we came to the end of the game tonight. One goal to Liberia and nothing to Liberia. And God willing, we'll be back tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, same time, same place. And it is our hope that we'll hear from Henry Costa that he sent a message earlier today and said he was fine. That the security authorities in Sierra Leone were professional and he was okay. And that's what we know for now. So hoping that in the next few hours, while the stupidicians, those who have been infected by Ebola, are praying for Henry Costa to be extradited with handcuffs in his hands. That's how wicked some of you people are. Heartless some of you people are. What is this crime? You sit down and drink beer and eat food with Prince Johnson, with Ellen Johnson, so these people that destroyed our country. You walk around with domestic terrorists that the authority in them, that the Augustine power in them, that the Safa number, the DKB in them. All these wicked murderers, you sit down with them. Henry Costa can't even harm a flaw. And today you are praying for this boy to come back to Liberia so you can kill him. That's how wicked you people are. Again, and we have got to come together. You know, why it is true that we don't agree on everything. This is a Liberian brother that is going through this. And for the countless amount of time that he continued to go through these things, the attempted bodily harm on his person, you know, the threats that he continued to receive. He can't live a normal life now in Liberia because they are after him. And today we are sitting here happy for him to be returned to Liberia. Today is Henry Costa. Henry Costa is a son, it's a father, it's a brother. You know? Remember, please allow me to borrow the wordings of the wise man. And also the time I have to be with you. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And the heart of a man is never known until he rises, because there's no second chance to make that first impression. Don't forget to eat healthy. Slow down the alcohol. Remember, I spoke to a doctor the other day, and the doctor said a glass of regular beer is equivalent to 6 slices of bread. Drinking moderation, eating moderation, your health counts. Until then, this has been yours truly. Ashford the giant, the real giant, the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than lion. That's why they call him the giant. That now you know me, Garley. Have a good night.
Oh, oh, Mese Malonga. Pesa na mbote mokindo ya weso. Primo, ba pesa kambote.